Hey guys, hope you are well. So, welcome to the Anime Fictions 2.0. This is the story about what if Naruto Taijutsu prodigy. Hope you all will love this what if. If you did, do subscribe for more awesome what if. Share with your friends and enjoy them. Check out the other videos I have created. Comment down your opinion. So, without wasting any time, let's jump into the first part. The village hidden in the leaves has been the birthplace for many legendary ninja throughout the decades. There's the third Hokage Hiruzen Sarutobi, otherwise known as the God of Shinobi, and the Professor. He was trained by the first two Hokages. He became an S-rank shinobi by the time he was 14 and took the mantle of Hokage when he was 16. Then there was the legendary three ninja, otherwise known as the Sannin, Orochimaru, Jiraiya and Tsunade, all having legendary skills and summons. After surviving a fight with Hanzo of the Salamanders, they became hailed as legends and S-rank ninja. Tsukumo Hatake, or the White Fan of the Leaf, a genius shinobi said to have been stronger than the Sannin, and rumored to have been a candidate for becoming the fourth Hokage. Minato Namikaze is a once-in-a-generation genius, student to Jiraiya of the Sannin and the legendary fourth Hokage, the legendary Yellow Flash. However, walking up to the Ninja Academy was a small blonde orphan named Naruto Uzumaki. He has a dream, to become not only the Hokage but the strongest of them all. Looking up from his shirt that he was fiddling with, Naruto looked over the academy building. Okay, calm down. Gigi helped me and he said that the other kids at the academy would be nicer, thought Naruto, flashing his famous grin and walking through the families wishing their kids good luck on their first day. Naruto made it a point to ignore the pang of hurt at the fact nobody was here for him, and went to his classroom, room 104. Inside the classroom. Inside, Naruto found that he was the third person to arrive. Looking over towards the back, he saw a boy with a big green jacket and sunglasses. He must be shy or something to hide in a jacket like that, Naruto thought. By the window he looked over the other occupant, a raven-haired boy in a navy blue shirt and tan shorts with a fan symbol on his back. So there is an Uchiha in my class, interesting. Having heard from the old man about the various clans in the village, he knew that the Uchiha were typically the best ninjas in the academy along with the Hyugas. Taking a seat in the middle of the classroom, he waited for everyone else to arrive. Meanwhile, he was going through his backpack to make sure he had all of his books and utensils. Kids started to rush and not wanting to be late for the first day. Sitting in the same booth as him to his right was a dark-haired boy with a ponytail that oddly resembled a pineapple, looking like he just woke up for the first time in his life. Next to him and further down in the rightmost spot was a chubby kid with swirls on his cheeks, happily munching on what he guessed was barbecue chips if the smell was anything to go by. Looking up from his row mates, he saw a man in standard Chunin clothing with a horizontal scar along his nose. Iruka cleared his throat to get everyone's attention. Welcome to your first day at the academy. My name Iruka Umino and I will be your sensei until you graduate. Congratulations on passing the entrance exam and taking the first steps in becoming a leaf shinobi. Note, however, that it only gets harder from here. Today will be an introduction day with several tests. Some of the students started to groan. Iruka shot them all a glare. As I was saying, several tests to see where everyone's at. After explaining the daily schedule for normal academy days and the tests they will be doing today, Iruka starts passing around the written tests to everyone. Iruka looks to see if everyone has a test and nods to himself. Okay, you will have 1 hour to complete this to the best of your knowledge. The test goes over information that was in the textbook you were given 2 weeks ago after the entrance exam. Begin. Naruto picked up his pencil and started on his test. After looking over the questions, he smiled to himself. It seems as though all that reading paid off. After Iruka called for everyone to hand in their test, Naruto nodded his head, happy with his answers. Iruka organized the stack of papers before he noticed that it's time for lunch. Now you all are dismissed for lunch. You have 1 hour to be back here, don't be late. Naruto followed the other students outside to the lunch area, looking around for a spot to eat. He decided to sit under a tree that didn't have anyone nearby. He opened his bag that had his lunch inside and frowned. He was terrible at cooking, so he had to settle for pre-made food. So chips and water was going to be his lunch until he found out how to make ramen portable. The two people Naruto sat next to in the classroom walked up to him as he opened his bag. Hi, my name in Choji is Shikamaru. Can we sit with you? A smiling Choji asks while gesturing to the bored-looking Shikamaru next to him. Hello, I'm Naruto, you can sit if you want, Naruto said while internally happy that they wanted to eat with him. So what did you two think about the test? Asked Naruto. He was curious if he was the only one to read over the textbook before class. I thought it was too troublesome, so I just finished as fast as I could and took a nap, Shikamaru said lazily. This caused Naruto to raise an eyebrow. I have seen old people with more pep in them than this guy. Naruto looks over to a chuckling Choji expectantly. Well, it was okay, I don't think I failed, Choji said shyly. Lunch turned into a comfortable silence as the three boys ate. Okay everyone, lunch is over. The shout came from Irika. Going back to his seat, he looks at his sensei expectantly for whatever is next. Now, we will spend the rest of the day in the training ground to finish the rest of the tests, Irika said before leading the students to the academy training ground. Academy training ground. The academy training ground wasn't anything too special. It had a variety of targets, a running track and an obstacle course for the older students to do. Okay everyone, we will start off with shuriken and kunai throwing. You will be graded and ranked, so take this seriously, instructed Irika, eyeing some of the students that didn't look all that interested. Naruto watched everyone go up and take their test. Naruto noticed that so far nobody got higher than 1 or 2 hits, and those were the clan children. Uchiha Sasuke, called Irika, the raven-haired boy from earlier now identified as Sasuke, walked up and took his stance before he started throwing his shuriken. He surprised everyone, getting 4 out of 10 on shuriken, and kunai, causing some of the girls to blush at his coolness when he just turned around and walked off without saying a word. Uzumaki Naruto, called Irika, startling him out of his thoughts. He walks up to the post and picks up some shuriken, taking a breath and letting them fly like he has been practicing. Flashback. Sitting in the Hokage's office was Naruto. He looked up at the third Hokage. Hey old man, since I'm going to be starting the academy this year, should I be doing something to prepare, or should I just show up and hope for the best? Naruto didn't know how much someone should prepare for the academy. The old man told him that most clans start their training as soon as they are capable. The third looked up from his paperwork. Well, I think that you should definitely prepare, since most can get help from somebody else. Hiruzen looked at the picture of the fourth Hokage. It was tragic that this boy was all alone and not being trained or looked after by his parents. Instead, he was ignored for something that he had no choice over. Hiruzen took out a piece of paper and started writing on it. There are a few things you should have, signaling an ANBU in the room to take the paper. When you get home, there will be some books I know that will really help you, not only in the academy but as a shinobi in general, Hiruzen said to a small smiling blonde. Naruto, happy with the response, got up eager to get home to practice, shouting a thanks old man before running out. Smiling in the small ball of sunshine, the third looked at the picture of his late successor again, and sighed. It should be you guiding him, not books. It should be you taking him to the academy, and cheering him on or wishing him good luck. I wish I could have switched places with you, Minato. The third gains a determined look in his eye. But since you aren't here, I may not be able to personally do anything for him right now, but I will give him all the assistance I can, and those books will be a perfect way to start. Hell, if he is like you, this may count as training my new successor, thought Hiruzen. End flashback. Throwing the shuriken like he's been practicing, Naruto had a huge grin, having hit 6 out of 10 shuriken. Looking over at Irika-sensei, he sees a surprised look as Irika wrote on his clipboard. Naruto grabs the kunai and hits 6/10 again. Happy at having the best score, he turned to look at the rest of the class. The guys were kinda put off at a kid being so much better than them, and the girls were all looking at him with awe. Beating Sasuke, who is an Uchiha, it's just unbelievable. He must be a prodigy. I know, beating an Uchiha on the first day. Plus he is kinda cute with the whiskers. Naruto blushed at the last one. He walked over to Shikamaru, who was eyeing him differently than before, and a frowning Sasuke who looked like someone just stole his candy. What did you think of that, Shikamaru? Not too bad, huh? Shikamaru just looked at him for another second before turning away, deeming the whole situation troublesome. Sasuke steps forward, not to be shown up by some nobody. Don't get used to it. I will beat you in taijutsu for sure, challenged Sasuke. He's going to be number 1 like his older brother before him. Naruto, grinning like crazy, looked at Sasuke. I don't think so. I have been training for the past few months and I'm gonna be the best, said Naruto confidently. Sasuke just brushed it off and waited for the taijutsu spars to start, knowing with their last names they will be paired. He would show nobody then. After what Irika thought was above average accuracy results for first day students, he flipped the page on his clipboard. Now we will start on the paired sparring. When I call your names, come up and get into your stance. All styles are permitted, family or otherwise. Watching the spars, or in his 2 new friends' case, mutual forfeiting, Naruto noticed one thing, that he could beat any of them. The book the old man gave him told him he should exercise daily and had katas for a taijutsu form he has been working on. Naruto, being smaller, knew he would have to be smarter, so he worked on the accuracy of his punches rather than brute force, although he liked to think he was pretty strong for his size. Uchiha Sasuke, Uzumaki Naruto, you two are up. Iruka called out. He would never admit to favoring any student over another. But he was excited to see this match. Walking up to the ring, Naruto got into the loose stance for the style he's been practicing. Sasuke got into his stance, which Naruto noticed was a family style, and being from a prodigious clan like the Uchiha, it was most likely good. After hearing Iruka's shout begin, Naruto rushes in at Sasuke. Sasuke was taken off guard at how fast the blonde was. He barely avoided the punch to his face and went for a leg sweep. Naruto vaulted over Sasuke and kicked him in the back, making him tumble forward. Naruto uses the opportunity to rush Sasuke. Sasuke, who was regaining his balance from being kicked, rolled back to get to his feet and charged at Naruto. Both engaged in an impressive bout of taijutsu. Naruto saw an opening and sunk his fist into Sasuke's stomach, making him double over. Naruto follows up with a kick, knocking Sasuke back and onto his back, then rushes over and points a kunai in Sasuke's face. Enough! Winner Naruto! Called out an impressed Iruka. Walking back over to the class and Iruka-sensei, Naruto notices the girls and the guys were surprised that someone could beat Sasuke. The Uchiha are usually the best in taijutsu, and Naruto took him down on the first day of class. Whispers were heard, man shuriken jutsu and now taijutsu, this kid has to be some kind of prodigy, no way he isn't. One civilian boy said to another, both nodding, wow, he beat Sasuke-kun so easily, what a guy. A blonde-haired girl in purple said to a wide pink-haired girl who was just nodding. Okay everyone, that is all for today, you can head home, the test results will be given back tomorrow, said Iruka, looking at Naruto a little longer than the others. Hokage's office. Iruka stood in front of the third Hokage going through his report. To be expected from a class with most of the clan heirs, they did better than average. However, one Naruto Uzumaki stood out from the rest. He scored 6 out of 10 on both shuriken and kunai and beat Sasuke Uchiha in taijutsu. Also, his test score on the written exam this morning was quite surprising in that he knew most of the material. The only person that came close was a civilian girl by the name of Sakura Haruno. He has the makings of a genius, we should keep an eye on him, possibly even putting him in a higher grade so as to give him more of a challenge, reported Iruka. The third nodded to himself. Where would you put his performance compared to the other years? The third was curious about the little blonde's talent, and whether or not he should be moved up yet. I would say years 2 or 3 possibly, we won't know for sure until we cover more material, answered Iruka. Hiruzen nodded, okay, dismissed. With a quick Hokage-sama, Iruka left. Taking out his crystal ball and watching a certain blonde boy read a book while eating dinner and sighed, if he continues like this people will put 2 and 2 together. He is pretty much a clone of his father, and if word spreads of a spiky blonde-haired blue-eyed genius, people will find out who he is. Which is something that would be a big headache should that spread to some other countries, IWA and Kumo in particular. I should classify his info and his parents' info on a much higher level to be safe, a good thing not too many people know anyway. The third took out his pipe and puffed on his glorious tobacco before getting back to work. Uchiha Head Family House. So Sasuke-kun, how was your first day? His mother asked him from across the table. She didn't get a chance to ask him earlier since he went straight to the training ground after he got home. I did okay, better than almost everyone in class, but there was this boy who was better than everyone else at everything, shuriken jutsu, taijutsu and most likely the written test as well, responded Sasuke. He was ashamed that he wasn't on top like his brother had been when he was in the academy. Who is this boy that is number 1? His father asked, which could be interpreted as ordered. His name is Naruto Uzumaki. He got 6 out of 10 in shuriken and kunai, and his taijutsu was faster than mine. Sasuke mumbles the last part, although they all heard it. His mother sent him a sympathetic look while also thinking about Kushina and her orphan son sadly. Hearing a grunt, Sasuke looked at his father, who looked like he was about to speak until his brother interrupted. Well, Sasuke-kun, you need to start training harder. It looks like you found someone who would be a good rival, said Itachi, nodding as Sasuke looked at his brother. Can you help me train an Isan? Sasuke pleads. Itachi shook his head. Sorry Sasuke-kun, I'm very busy nowadays with ANBU, so I won't have time. Sasuke looked down sadly but continued to eat, thinking about Naruto and how he was going to double his training to catch up and beat him. Naruto went through hand seals. After ending in the snake seal, he called out, Earth release, Earth style wall. A huge wall of solid earth shot up from the ground in front of him. Proud of his now fifth master jutsu, Naruto started reminiscing about his time in the academy so far. In the 3 years he's been attending the academy, Naruto has proven that he is in fact a genius. He's at the top of the class in taijutsu, ninjutsu, and genjutsu by a huge margin, so much in fact that he was able to advance to the final year. The third had been so proud he gave Naruto a scroll of 5 different ninjutsu. The third explained to Naruto that when he started his genin career under the second Hokage he was given these very to learn. Naruto's shuriken jutsu has gotten to a level that stationary targets weren't even difficult anymore. He's starting to practice wire techniques, something that only the most skilled can learn. In taijutsu, Naruto hasn't learned any new styles. He still relies on the basic academy form and the unnamed style from the book he was given from the third. Naruto has made alterations to both styles to fit his small, albeit average for his age, body. He changed the style to focus heavily on speed and counterattacks. Genjutsu Naruto can say he is the top of his class, but he doesn't know anything other than the henge. Naruto was disappointed to find that in the academy library, only genjutsu theory was covered. He would have to wait until he was a genin to make any headway in the illusion department. In ninjutsu, Naruto's most pleased with his progress. After receiving the scroll from the old man he added 5 new, which he has just mastered the last one. The others include the water release, jet stream. This has many forms, a wide cone of water to a concentrated stream, the more chakra the further the range. Fire release, flame bullet. This was a smaller version of the Uchiha's famous fireball. Wind release, wind bullets. Another chakra dependent in that the more chakra fed into the technique the more bullets produced, and the stronger they would be. Lastly is his favorite so far, lightning release, lightning stream. The user would extend 2 fingers after condensing lightning chakra and release it all at once in a stream. It was mostly a stunning, but with enough chakra and control it could pierce or even kill. Naruto was surprised that he was given such high-level material, especially for an academy student. The third responded that if they were in times of war, Naruto would have graduated already and could possibly be a. Naruto accepted the explanation, not like he was upset at receiving new. Hokage's office. The third Hokage was watching Naruto train, taking a puff from his pipe and thinking of his favorite blonde. He is something else. I knew he would master all of those jutsu, but to get them so fast. Now with his reputation in the academy as a genius, most of the jonins want to train him. Though I'm giving him to Kakashi, who will kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Naruto gets a jack of all trades sensei and can hopefully get Kakashi out of his funk. Yes, they will be good for each other, thought the third silently. Hiruzen heard a knock on his door, calling out for the person to enter. He waited to see who it was. In walks Kakashi Hatake, a tall man with gravity-defying silver hair. He wears the standard jonin uniform, but has a mask covering from the bridge of his nose down, and his headband is slanted over his left eye. He's also focusing on the orange book in his hands. You sent for me, Hokage-sama? Asked Kakashi, slouching in front of the Hokage's desk. Yes, I want to inform you that you will be taking a team this year, said Hiruzen before giving a file to Kakashi. Naruto-kun is graduating in 3 days, Kakashi. I know you want to train him, right? Asked Hiruzen. It honestly wasn't a question. Kakashi was going to be the sensei whether he wanted to or not. Hiruzen just liked to word things like that. Kakashi continued to read the file before responding. He is impressive, top of his class. I guess the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Ever since Itachi there hasn't been an early graduate, said Kakashi. Yes, he was the last one. The fact was that with the way he turned out I wanted more children to enjoy their time as children. Naruto, however, is a truly exceptional ninja and he also doesn't have a clan pressuring him constantly. Hiruzen answered. Well, this could be fun, if that is all, Hokage-sama? Kakashi asked. The third nodded, waving his hand to dismiss the jonin. 3 days later. Classroom 213. Naruto waited for the instructor to call his name for the final part of the graduation exam. He was very excited. Finally, today is the day. I can't wait to start doing missions. I just hope that I don't get any of these fangirls on my team. That would be embarrassing. After moving up to the final year, Naruto found that a lot of the girls, if not most of them, started to have an infatuation for the blonde genius. They call him adorable or ask to pet his checks. They wanted to know if he purred when they pet the whiskers. Naruto could never hide the blush when he was asked that. Uzumaki, you're up, called the instructor from the other room. Walking into the room, Naruto was surprised to see Iruka there. Hey Iruka-sensei! I didn't know you would be here, Naruto exclaimed, he always liked his first sensei. Yes, good to see you, Naruto. Your sensei is out sick and needs me to fill in today and tomorrow, said Irika. He liked the enthusiastic blonde. Even with his genius, he never looked down on anyone in his class. Okay, Naruto, I need you to perform the substitution, henge and clone techniques in order to graduate, Irika ordered. Focusing on the chair to his right, Naruto performed a flawless substitution with no hand signs. Placing his hands in the tiger seal, he into a perfect Irika. Walking back to the center, he goes through 3 hand seals and creates 3 clones, then looks up at Irika. Excellent, Naruto, come and get your headband, we have blue and black, said Irika. Naruto smiles as he takes a blue one and ties it around his forehead. Thanks, Irika-sensei, cheered Naruto before going back to his classroom and walking up to his seat. Not surprising that it took you less than 5 minutes, Naruto, a calm voice in the seat next to him said. Yeah, I hope we get put on the same team together, Toshiro. Responding to Naruto, he looked over at his best friend, Toshiro. He was wearing a gray long-sleeved shirt, blue shorts and blue shinobi sandals. Me too, you are going to be the rookie of the year. But we have worked well together all year, so they won't spit us up, hopefully. It would be hilarious if we get one of your fangirls too, though, laughed Toshiro. Naruto started grumbling about his embarrassing fangirls. He turned away from his friend to wait for Irika to come back in. Okay everyone, tomorrow you will need to come back here at 9 o'clock to receive your team. Class dismissed, announced Irika. Naruto and Toshiro were walking out of the academy when somebody bumped into Naruto, turning around to see who it was. Naruto rolled his eyes. Great, it's this guy again, mentally sighed Naruto. It was a boy in a class 2 years below him. He was in a white shirt and black pants. He has shiny black hair and huge eyebrows. Oh. I apologize, Naruto-kun. I did not see you there. I see you have already graduated. Well, no worries, for I shall graduate in 2 years and show you that my hard work can surpass even your genius, declared the boy loudly. Yes, Lee, I hope you do. In fact, I will be waiting for you to try when you graduate. Now, if you will excuse us, we are going to go and get some ramen, Naruto said, ending the conversation and before the inevitable challenge. Ever since the instructors started calling Naruto a genius, Lee was all over him trying to surpass him. The first 5 challenges were fine, but the following 20, Naruto was starting to get annoyed. Walking away before Lee can start yelling again, Naruto and Toshiro continued down the road to Ichiraku's. I have to say, if that were me back there, I would have just shut him down for good. He's starting to really annoy me. I can't imagine how you feel, Toshiro said, amused. Well, he's just enthusiastic, plus I hope he can be a good challenge, and it's not like he gets angry about getting beat, just more determined after losing, and I admire that, informed Naruto before entering the ramen stand. Ichiraku Ramen, Naruto's favorite place in the world, the best ramen he's ever tasted and the nicest people he's ever met. Not only is the food from the gods above, but old man Tsuchi has always been nice to him ever since he was small, and his daughter Ayame was like the big sister Naruto has always wanted. Ah, Naruto and Toshiro, nice to see you boys. Looking good with those headbands, congratulations on passing, Tsuchi said happily. Thanks, old man. I'll have some miso ramen with extra pork, cheered Naruto's mouth, already drooling. I'll have chicken ramen, Tsuchi-san, thank you, Toshiro said calmly. He's not as enthusiastic about ramen as his friend. Sure thing, boys, it'll be right up, Tsuchi called as he entered the kitchen. So, what do you want to do after we eat? Asked Toshiro. He didn't have any plans, so it was either hang out with Naruto or go home. I'm going to go to the weapon shop and maybe the shinobi library. I have been thinking about a weapon to use, and now that we're genin, we can get into the shinobi library. I want to see what I can learn, said Naruto. Not too bad of an idea. The weapon shop, not the library, I mean. I have wanted to get a katana for some time now, but since we were only in the academy, I decided to wait. Toshiro always saw himself as a swordsman, but at the academy weapons weren't allowed, so he didn't bother. Here you go, boys, enjoy. A cheerful thanks, old man / thanks, Tsuchi-san, was his response respectively before the new genin dug in. Shinobi Weapon Shop. Welcome to Higurashi Weapons. My name is Taiji Higurashi. Have a look around. Any questions, feel free to come up and ask me, Taiji said joyfully, happy that he has 2 new customers and hopefully a good profit. Looking around, Naruto saw Toshiro walk over to the sword section. He knew Toshiro wanted to get into kenjutsu, so that wasn't unexpected. Naruto, however, walked around hoping to spot something that would fit him. He's very fast and precise, and with chakra he was stronger than Toshiro, who was quite strong himself. Seeing the wide variety of weapons got Naruto thinking of what kind of ninja he wants to be. There are specialists, who focus on one branch and are passable in the others, or rarely, there are shinobi like the third Hokage, who are good at everything. Naruto admires the third the most. Not only is he the only person Naruto sees as family in the village, but he has given Naruto so much support and help with the books, scrolls that Naruto was forever thankful. Thinking about it, Naruto decides that he wants to follow in his footsteps. The old man is a master in all three main disciplines. He has mastery of all 5 basic elements, and is a powerful bojutsu user in conjunction with his monkey summons. I want to do that. If I'm going to become the best Hokage this village has ever seen, I need to be the best at everything. I already have one jutsu for each element. My taijutsu is good even though I don't have a real style, so I need genjutsu plus a weapon to master, thought Naruto. Going over to Toshiro, who was examining a silver katana with a teal handle. Find something you like already? Inquired Naruto. Well, this one feels right in my hands, it gives me good reach and I can channel chakra through it when I learn to do that, said Toshiro. He looks at an empty-handed Naruto. See nothing that you like so far? I was trying to find something I can use. I rely on speed and precision and didn't know what to pick, said Naruto. Humming, Toshiro looks around at all the weapons. Since you are trying to be so much like Hokage-sama and with your skills, why not completely follow in his footsteps and get a bow staff? Toshiro asked. He didn't know how a staff would work for Naruto, but he's sure Naruto will figure it out. Looking toward the bow staff on the wall, Naruto seriously thinks about the option. I may not have the monkey summons like the third, but it gives good reach and with chakra I'm pretty strong. Maybe I can ask old man Hokage for some help. Contemplated Naruto. Yeah, that's a good idea, Toshiro. I'm kind of a mid-close range fighter with my ninjutsu. It could be perfect, plus few people are bojutsu users and I like being different, Naruto said before walking to the staff section. Nodding at Naruto, he follows him, katana in hand. Seeing a 5-foot blue staffy with black edges, Naruto picks it up. Man, these things are heavy. Once I get good with this and accustomed to the weight, it will seriously hurt, chuckled Naruto with an evil look in his eye. Might not have been a good idea to suggest to the staff, since I'm going to be the unfortunate bastard that gets his ass kicked by him every day, thought a sweat dripping Toshiro, who was watching Naruto, who was hugging the staff and laughing maniacally. Both boys walk up to the counter to pay. I'll take care of both of them, Taiji-san, came a voice from behind the boys. Looking up from the weapons, the new genin saw that it was the Hokage standing there with a smile. Hi Hokage-sama, your total is 10,000 ryo, said Taiji, the Hokage who without skipping a beat, paid for the staff and katana. The boys both bow in appreciation. Thank you Hokage-sama, both said simultaneously. Walking out of the shop with the Hokage, Toshiro thanks the old man again, who waves it off, telling him not to mention it. Well, Naruto-kun, looks like you picked a bow staff to use as your weapon. In my own humble opinion, that is the best weapon around, said a smiling third Hokage. Yeah, old man, I have always intended to use a weapon, not just taijutsu, and decided on the staff. I may not have the monkey summons like you, but I think I will do well with this, responded a grinning Naruto, gesturing to his new staff. Well, just so you know, bojutsu has been a part of my clan for generations, although in recent years the Sarutobi clan isn't as big as it once was. My son doesn't use a staff or my summons, and my grandson is too young to really decide what kind of ninja he wants to be, Hiruzen said, not showing the pain from the fact that his son wanted to distance himself from Hiruzen as much as possible. So if you want to learn my bojutsu style, I would be happy to give you the lower level scrolls to start you out on. That way they don't die with me, said Hiruzen. Really? You mean it, old man? Naruto is shocked. Seeing the third nod, he rushes over and pulls the old man in a huge hug, saying thank you over and over again. Hiruzen chuckles at the overjoyed blonde before returning the hug. There is something we need to discuss in my office. I can also give you the scrolls there. Hold on, the third said before initiating the body flicker technique. Hokage's office. Sitting down in his chair, he ushered Naruto to sit down in front of him. There are some things I think you are now old enough to know, now that you are a genin, and I know you won't just shout it from the rooftops, Hiruzen said in a serious voice. Naruto gulped, hearing the tone the Hokage was using. You know what happened during the Kyuubi attack almost 10 years ago? Hiruzen asks. Seeing Naruto nod, he continues. Well, that wasn't what really happened. The Kyuubi can't be killed indefinitely. After 4 or so years it would reform. Seeing no other option, our fourth Hokage, Minato Namikaze, decided that it would be better to seal it away into a newborn child. Hiruzen said sadly. He looked pointedly at the blonde in front of him. Naruto's eyes widen, easily connecting the dots before he starts to freak out. Are you serious? What am I going to do? Can it get out? Am I safe? Before Naruto can blabber on or pass off from hyperventilating, the third interrupts. Now listen, you are fine, you are not endangered, and the seal is very strong. Minato was a genius in Fuinjutsu, and my student Jiraiya assured me afterwards that the fox can't get out, influence, or harm you. The third said resolutely, making sure the young boy understood he was safe from the fox. Well then, why would he pick me? I don't understand, was I just an unfortunate sacrifice? Naruto whispered to himself sadly, now knowing why most would ignore him, and some even refused to sell to him. Or that he was never looked at when people would come to the orphanage to adopt someone. Naruto. You aren't just some sacrifice, he wanted you to be seen as a hero. The Hokage said softly, heart almost breaking at the ever-happy Naruto looking so sad. He should know. No, he deserves to know, every child deserves to know. There isn't much of their stuff I can give him, and most of it is with the Toads or Jiraiya, but I can at least give him a picture for some sense of closure, thought the Hokage before clearing his throat and sending the Anbu hiding in his office away. Naruto, that isn't all I want to tell you, Hiruzen said, looking up at the old man. Naruto braced for even worse news. What is it, old man? Naruto asks with trepidation. I wouldn't tell you that and expect you to just accept it and leave. No, I want to show you a picture, Hiruzen said. He took out a picture that has some years of age to it. A red-headed woman that was pregnant in a green dress and what looks like a smiling fourth Hokage wrapping his hand around her waist. Do you know who these two people are, Naruto-kun? Hiruzen asks. Naruto wasn't called a genius for nothing. He always questioned why he and the fourth looked so similar, but seeing this picture confirmed it all. Choking back a sob, not trusting his voice, Naruto just nods. I think you figured it out. This is Minato Namikaze, the fourth Hokage, who you know a lot about, but the other is someone you probably don't know. Her name is Kushina Uzumaki, said Hiruzen. Can you tell me about her, Gigi? Said a quiet and hopeful Naruto. The old Hokage's eyes softened at the blonde. Hearing Naruto call him that reminded him just how small and lonely he really is under the ever-joyful attitude. Sure, Naruto-kun, she was a very fierce and powerful kunoichi. Extremely loyal to her friends and not to mention a bit of a tomboy. Always getting into fights with her bullies and usually winning. She had very special chakra that allowed her to form solid chains to attack and bind her opponents, and she fell in love with you the second she found out you were coming. The third finished the last part softly. Naruto was overjoyed at having such an amazing mother and reciprocated the love his mother felt for him just as much after hearing that she loved him. There was always a voice in the back of his head saying that he was abandoned and unloved, but being told that wasn't the case, he felt he could jump over the moon. That's amazing, old man. Thank you for telling me, really, you don't know how much this means to me, Naruto said happily. The third is very happy to see the small but real smile on Naruto's face instead of the over-exaggerated grin he normally wears. Not a problem, I trust one don't have to tell you that this is on a need-to-know basis until you're a Chunin, eyeing Naruto seriously, making sure the point gets across before continuing. Those two didn't make a lot of friends in IWA and Kumo during the war. So if they get word that those to have a living heir, it would mean trouble for you, and we don't want that, Hiruzen said seriously. Naruto nodded at the old man. Don't worry, I won't go blabbering it to the world, I can keep a secret. Who knows about my secrets, either or both? Questioned Naruto. He wants to know how quiet he is going to have to be. Well, everyone except for your generation and below knows about the Kyuubi, but I passed a decree making it illegal for anyone to talk about it or tell anyone who doesn't know. Who your parents are, however, is different. Only your parents' friends would know, and they can keep their mouths shut. You can tell anyone you deem fit about the Kyuubi, but hold off on spreading word about your parents to your friends for a while. At least until you get stronger and can handle the inevitable bounty that will be placed on your head, said the third. Now, weren't there some scrolls I was going to give you? Hiruzen asked rhetorically. He laughed at the look of realization that spreads across Naruto's face. Walking over to a bookshelf, Hiruzen looks for a few minutes before giving an aha and tossing it over to Naruto. That is the basic stances and forms to my Bojutsu style. I hope you train hard, maybe we can spar when you get older, challenged the Hokage, chuckling at the fire burning in Naruto's eyes. Hell yeah, we will. Then I'll beat you and become the fifth Hokage, no doubt about it, said a now fiercely determined Naruto before running over and giving him a big hug. Thanks for everything, Gigi. I really appreciate it. Naruto said. Hiruzen returned the hug, giving a warm reply. It was my pleasure, Naruto-kun. Well, I'm going to head home. It's been a long day and I get team placements tomorrow, said Naruto, picking up his new bow staff before walking out. Naruto's apartment. I really need to learn that teleportation the old man used. I could have been home 15 minutes ago. I'll make sure to ask my sensei tomorrow, thought Naruto. Heating up some ramen, he starts going over the scroll the old man gave him. So it relies on agility to get into position and heavy blows to arms, legs, head, or jabbing motions to the stomach. Not too bad. I'll go over some stances and katas in the morning before class. Classroom 213. Getting into class first, Naruto went to his seat and waited for everyone to get into class. 10 minutes later, Irika walked in. After getting everyone to be quiet, Irika cleared his throat. Okay, everyone, congratulations on passing the Genin exam and taking the first steps in your shinobi careers. However, you are only Genin lowest on the food chain. You will have to work hard to climb the ranks and earn any respect at all. I'm not going to sugarcoat this and say all of you will live to reach your goals, but I want you all to do your best and represent the village proudly. Now, I will call out your teams. Irika looks at his clipboard before beginning. Team 1. Naruto stopped listening, instead listening to Toshiro talk about his kenjutsu style he picked up from the library after leaving the weapon shop yesterday. Team 7 will be Naruto Uzumaki. Both stopped to pay attention to find out his teammates. Naruto crossed his fingers, hoping that none of his fangirls currently holding their breath would be on his team. Toshiro, 2 whoops and a high five was heard. Nobody was really surprised. They are best friends. It's only natural they would be on the same team. And Mika Yuzuki, your sensei is Kakashi Hatake, finished Irika. Naruto and Toshiro were still happy that they were on the same team. Mika was glad that she has a team with 2 people who took this seriously. While the fangirls were all groaning, upset that the one girl not interested in Naruto was on his team. 2 hours later, Naruto was confused. He'd heard of Kakashi Hatake aka Kakashi of the Sharingan, but was confused that such a respectable jonin would be 2 hours late. The door slides open and Kakashi sticks his head inside. Team 7? You guys look like a nice bunch. To the roof, my cute and hopeful genin, said an eye smiling Kakashi, before disappearing in a poof. Man, I really want to learn jutsu. All 3 genin thought simultaneously before rushing out. Academy roof. Looking over his cute little genin, Kakashi starts to eye them. These 3 are going to be a good team. Naruto can be close, mid, or even long range. Toshiro is up close with his katana and Mika has that tanto I'm sure Yugao has taught her to use. Okay, you 3, I want you to introduce yourselves. Likes, dislikes, hobbies, dreams, and something you want to start training or get better at, said Kakashi, looking up at the 3 expectantly from his orange book. Why don't you go first, sensei? Mika said, seeing as how they didn't know their sensei, he should go first. Kakashi sighed. Well, I'm Kakashi Hatake. Likes. Dislikes? Dreams are none really. I'm a so improvement for the most part is out, and hobbies. Not for young ears. Lazed out Kakashi. All 3 genin sweat dropped, so he told us his name. Now you first, girl, Kakashi said, gesturing to the purple-haired girl to start. My name is Mika Yuzuki. I like my big sister and Dango. Dislikes are fangirls. Hobbies are training and cooking. Dreams? I want to surpass my sister and become a respectable kunoichi, and I want to start training in ninjutsu to supplement my kenjutsu. Finished Mika. She looked at Toshiro to her left expectantly. My name is Toshiro. My likes are training with Naruto and swimming. Dislikes are loud people or those from clans who look down on orphans. Hobbies are training and reading. Dreams are to enter the ANBU and become a captain, and I want to start to training kenjutsu with my new katana and learn my affinity, stated Toshiro calmly. Naruto continued. Name's Naruto Uzumaki. Likes are kicking Toshiro's ass, dodging a swing at his head and continuing without missing a beat. Dislikes are people who judge others without getting to know them and people who call me short. Hobbies are learning new. Dreams are to become a powerful ninja and the best Hokage this village has ever seen. Something I want to train is bojutsu with my new staff and start learning genjutsu. Finished Naruto. Okay, tomorrow you 3 are going to be given a survival exercise. If you pass, you will become an official genin. Fail and you go back to the academy. This test has a 66% failure rate, so don't get your hopes up, Kakashi said, making the 3 start to sweat. Meet me at training ground 7 tomorrow at 7. Kakashi starts to walk off before he stops and turns to them. Oh, you might want to skip breakfast, otherwise you will puke. Bye, Kakashi said before using the body flicker technique to leave. All three just look at the spot he was before he left. Naruto just sighed. Well guys, tomorrow is a big day, see you there. Oh, I'm still going to eat. I suggest you do the same. If he makes me puke, I'll just puke on him. See ya tomorrow. Naruto said before jumping away. Naruto's apartment. Items are being thrown around and crashes are heard from inside Naruto's apartment at 6:30 in the morning. Will you shut the hell up, you stupid brat, we're trying to sleep? An angry voice from the apartment below yelled. Naruto ignored the person yelling from the apartment below him. Come on, I know one is around here somewhere, I've never even used it. About to give up before realization hits him, running over to his bed and flipping it over. Yes. I really didn't want to have to carry this staff around all day. Naruto said triumphantly. He looked over the storage scroll the old man bought for him on his 9th birthday to take his things to school in, before he forgot he had it. Sealing his staff away and putting the scroll in his weapons pouch, he finished getting dressed. Deciding that since he was a genin he should change his outfit, he now wore a mesh undershirt with a long sleeve form-fitting blue v-neck, sleeves coming down to just past his elbow, black pants tapped off at his ankles with blue shinobi sandals. He looked good. Training Ground 7. Arriving at the training ground, he's surprised to see that both his teammates are there and his sensei isn't. I'm getting the strangest feeling that this is a recurring theme with Kakashi-sensei, thought Naruto. Naruto walked up to his teammates. He noticed a change in both of their outfits. They both must have had the same idea regarding clothes as him. Toshiro has his headband secured on his forehead to hold back his white spiky hair from going into his eyes. He is now wearing a teal scarf matching the handle of his katana that is diagonal across his back, sticking out over his right shoulder, gray short-sleeved shirt, and black A&BU style pants. Mika had her purple hair in a ponytail with 2 bangs framing her face with her headband secured on her forehead, wearing a light brown shirt, black spandex coming down to right above her knees, fingerless gloves, and her tanto was horizontal right over her weapons pouch. Naruto walked up yawning. Morning, you two. Men-sensei better show up soon. I want to finish this and go back to sleep, Naruto said while rubbing his eyes. Snorting, Toshiro looked over at the blonde. You better get used to it. We're ninja now. We're not always going to have a full night's sleep. That's probably why sensei wanted us out here this early, to show us what it's like to work while tired, Toshiro said in an instructing manner. Not hearing or just not responding, Naruto turned to Mika. So, what is your fighting style? Toshiro and I have been sparring together for a while, so we need to know about you, Naruto said with a smile. Mika looks down to think about it for a minute. I'm close range. My tanto is my primary means of attack and I know the 3 academy jutsu, summarized Mika. Naruto hummed. Well, I am close to mid-range. I have a variety of ninjutsu and my taijutsu is good, plus I'm starting to learn bojutsu with my new bow staff. Toshiro here has the academy jutsu and is okay but worse than me in taijutsu dash, ignoring Toshiro's call of you dick. Before continuing, and just got the katana the day before yesterday, same as me with my staff, Naruto finishes. Mika looked at him for a second blankly. So, where's your staff anyway? Did you not want to bring it? Mika asked. Naruto tilts his head to the side before realization hits him. Oh, I have it sealed in a storage scroll right here. I didn't want to constantly carry it around, so I sealed it here. Naruto gestured to his pocket where the scroll was. Toshiro, not caring about the scroll conversation, decides to interrupt. How do you two want to handle this test? Should we make a plan? Toshiro asked Naruto more so than Mika, knowing he probably has a plan already, or in the works. I have been thinking about that myself. Since we don't know what the test is other than that it's a survival exercise, we can't really plan or set traps. It might not even be here. That's why I wanted to share our skills ahead of time, Naruto said, looking at the two to see if they had anything to say before nodding. Man, he sure likes to take his time, not too much longer probably. 2 hours later. Kakashi walked into the training ground looking at his little genin. Sorry guys, I was on my way here but I got lost on the road of life, Kakashi said with a nice smile. Toshiro and Mika were not amused with his excuse and sent him a glare. Naruto just sweat drops. This is Kakashi of the Sharingan? Naruto thought. Okay. Now since you 3 are 2 hours late looking confused at the 3 cries of outrage before shrugging, you only get 1 hour to secure these bells. Whoever doesn't get one fails, said Kakashi before pulling out an alarm clock from his pocket. Strange, he didn't have it before. But sensei, you only have 2 bells, how do all of us pass? Asked a confused Mika. Oh, that's simple. The one or most likely all 3 who failed to get a bell gets tied to a post and goes back to the academy, informed Kakashi, taking delight in their shocked faces. Naruto thought about that. That doesn't make sense. Most T-begin. All three dash away to a hiding spot. Kakashi looks around. At least they know how to hide. Walking to the center of the training ground and taking out his book to wait. No rush, they have to come to him anyway. Naruto watched Kakashi take out his book, seemingly not caring what any of them do. Something is definitely off. No teams have just 2 genin and a jonin. Something is up. He wants to separate us. Naruto thought triumphantly before dashing off to find his team. Mika watched her sensei while trying to think of a plan of attack. Why is he just sitting there? And why is he reading that? That smut in public? Mika thought, outraged before shaking her head. I should just wait for one of the other 2 to attack while he is distract. Pissed. Mika jolted up in surprise before she turned around to see Naruto. What are you doing here, Naruto? Mika whispered. Crawling over to her, I had a thought. Why is he only letting 2 of us pass? Seeing her raise her eyebrow, he continued. Because it's a trick. He wants to split us up. No way individually do we stand a chance. It's about teamwork, not if we can get a bell. Naruto said with a smile. Realization dawns on her face before turning to Naruto. What do you think we should do then? Mika asked. Taking a second to think, he narrowed his eyes. First thing is we need to get to Shiro. I want you to do that while I attack and distract Kakashi-sensei. Both of you wait for an opening, then take him from his blind spot, which is pretty big seeing that he is only using one eye. Naruto said. Seeing her nod, he dashed off. Kakashi is enjoying his book without a care in the world. If his genin decided to quit, no skin off his back. Sensing an attack, he turns around only to be hit by a barrage of shuriken and kunai. Naruto's eyes widened. He didn't expect his attack to land before turning and jumping away on tree branches after Kakashi turned into a log. Great, the attack only succeeded in telling him where I am. I need to get away and regroup. Naruto was interrupted from his thoughts when he saw a perfectly fine Kakashi casually reading his book a few branches in front of him. Kakashi looked up from his book. So, shall we get started? Kakashi asked, uninterested. Pausing on his branch, Naruto inhales and exhales slowly before charging him, fast for a genin. Kakashi thought, starting to get interested in the blonde. Spin kicking with his right leg only for Kakashi to block it with his left hand, using Kakashi's arm as a push-off point to turn around and try and punch his throat. Kakashi catches it with his other hand. Seeing it is his chance, he bends backwards to reach for the bell. Seeing what Naruto is trying to do, he throws him away and backsteps. Well, that is Shinobi Battle Techniques number 1, Taijutsu. Comments Kakashi lightly. Naruto tossed a handful of shuriken before going through 3 hand signs. Lightning crackled on his index and middle finger before he pointed at Kakashi. Lightning release. Lightning stream, Naruto muttered. As a beam of lightning shot at Kakashi, who was batting away the shuriken, Kakashi widened his eye. Elemental ninjutsu. That wasn't in his file. Kakashi thought in shock. Using substitution with a log to get away, Naruto looked around. Where is he? I was expecting a counter. Naruto was interrupted from his thoughts when 2 arms broke through the ground and grabbed his ankles. Earth release. Headhunter jutsu, Kakashi said, rising up from the ground looking at Naruto before taking out his book. I'm surprised. You used a lightning release, not too bad on the execution either. Now. Toshiro and Mika appeared behind Kakashi, Tanto and Katana ready to strike. Kakashi dropped his book and took out 2 kunai faster than any of them could register, blocking both weapons before kicking Toshiro away, then switching with another log before it was pierced by numerous wind bullets. Standing on a branch, Kakashi looked at his 3 genin who were starting to talk and regroup. So those 2 were waiting for an opening to attack my blind spots, and that Naruto, he can use 2 elements already? That's crazy. And that wind release, wind bullets jutsu was quite strong. Affinity maybe? Oh well, they are working together, might as well just. An alarm clock interrupted all of them. Kakashi appeared in front of the 3 genin. You all failed to get even a single bell. Trailed off Kakashi. All 3 looked up at Kakashi when Mika decided to speak up. But sensei, there aren't any 3-man genin teams. So we thought this test was a trick and you wanted to test our teamwork, right? Mika said, uncertainty. Looking to her teammates, she saw them smile and nod. She turned back to Kakashi triumphantly. Seeing that the 3 of them were convinced of their conclusion on the true meaning of the test, he smiled. Well, I see that you 3 figured out the test. Congratulations. Remember this, those in the ninja world who break the rules are regarded as trash, but those who betray their friends are worse than trash. Now you guys pass. We are officially Team 7 now, Kakashi said happily. A smiling Toshiro and Mika stood with a madly grinning Naruto between them. Alright. Who's the best? Team 7 is. Who's the best? Yelled Naruto. He looked to his sensei and teammates wanting them to continue. All three gave him blank stares in return. Ah, screw you guys. Kakashi cleared his throat. Okay, we'll meet here every morning at 8. I need to report to Hokage-sama. See ya, he said before vanishing in a body flicker. Naruto finished pouting after that. We should go celebrate. Ichiraku's follow me, shouted Naruto before dashing off. Mika looked towards Toshiro. He is quite enthusiastic, huh? Said Mika amused. Toshiro just rolled his eyes. You have no idea, he said before walking off to go to Ichiraku ramen. Mika followed behind. Hokage's office. All the Jonin were waiting for the resident copy ninja to arrive. Well, seeing as how he is late, we will just start. Hiruzen was interrupted when the door opened, and in walked a smut reading Kakashi. Yash! My eternal rival, why must you continue to engage in the youthfulness of arriving late? Guy exclaimed. Everyone can practically hear the capital letters when Guy spoke, or rather shouted. The thirds puffed on his pipe. Nice of you to join us, Kakashi. Looking up from his book, Kakashi rubbed the back of his neck. Sorry, Hokage-sama. I was on my way here when I saw something shiny. I followed it around for a while before tackling it, only to discover that it was a balloon. But I landed under a ladder and broke a mirror, so I had to walk counterclockwise around the village to find a black cat to toss over my right shoulder into a pile of salt so I don't get bad luck. Said Kakashi, so genuine that it could be interpreted as true by someone who didn't know him. Nobody could bring their mouths to move. Kakashi had finally said an excuse so ridiculous that nobody could bring themselves to even glare. They just turned back to the Hokage, trying to forget the entire thing. The Hokage cleared his throat. Right, well, let's begin starting from 1. What are the results? Hiruzen said, wanting to get the meeting back on track. Team 1 pass. Team 2 fail. Team 3 pass. YOSH, Team 4 has unyouthfully failed. Team 5 fail. Team 6 pass. Kakashi looked up from his book at the expectant faces. What? Oh right, Team 7 pass. To say that everyone was surprised would be an understatement. Kakashi never passed a team, no matter how promising. A bearded Jonin smoking a cigarette walked up to him. Isn't that Uzumaki kid on your team? Yeah, I would have passed him too. Someone like him doesn't come around very often, the bearded commented. Kakashi frowned at the snorts coming from some of the other shinobi after hearing Naruto's name. He looked at the smoking Jonin. I would have failed him just the same should he have failed my test, Asuma. Although I might need your help with something, he used a win during the test and I suspect it is his affinity. Kakashi said something unusually serious. Asuma raised his eyebrows in surprise. All of that was surprising. He used a wind jutsu? Where would he even get that? Plus a wind affinity here is quite rare. Wanna give him to me? Asked Asuma, hoping that he could teach a fellow wind user. Kakashi, also wanting to know those things, looked to the Hokage. I was wondering about those things as well, Hokage-sama. Not only the wind jutsu but also lightning jutsu as well. The surrounding Jonin were busy picking up their jaws when the Hokage responded. I gave him a scroll during his last year of the academy containing a low ranked for each element. My sensei did that to me when I was younger than Naruto when he noticed that my aptitude for ninjutsu was quite high. I decided to do that for Naruto, suspecting that he was similar to me in that regard. I was right, he mastered the last one about a week ago. The third explained, giving all of them a look, daring them to tell him he shouldn't have done it. Kakashi, now knowing how skilled his new student really is, shook his head. Wow, I didn't have enough time to fully test them, but I didn't think Naruto would be this developed. Asuma, getting over how talented the supposed genius blonde is, spoke up. Wow, I thought the rumors that he was some sort of genius were exaggerated, but hearing this I must say. Damn it! You just had to give the slacker a genius student. No fair, Dad, I want him, said Asuma, pouting childishly. Yash! I will get my own team and they will be superior to yours in every way, or else I will do 1,000 push-ups on my tongue, Guy challenged while giving his trademarked nice guy pose. On his tongue, huh? All the women thought at the same time, some getting a nosebleed. Right. Well, that is all dismissed, commanded the god of shinobi. Ichiraku ramen. Then he was all, Naruto, you're the best shinobi I have ever seen. Mika-chan and the other kid passed too. Naruto boasted truthfully to Ayam, who giggled when Toshiro punched Naruto off his seat. It must be fun living in your own little world, Toshiro said with a frown. Mika giggled while watching their display. Mika-chan? These two are idiots, she thought with a sweat drop before smiling. But they are my idiots now. Naruto looked over to Mika. Hey Mika-chan, you said that you want to find out your affinity. Want to go to the weapons store after we eat to get the chakra papers so we can find out? Asked Naruto happily. He was happy about having someone other than Toshiro to talk to now. Mika looked at Naruto amused. Sure thing, Naruto. Kun, that sounds good. Are you going to come to Toshiro? Mika asked the snow-haired genin. Ignoring the smug-looking Naruto, Toshiro answers, yeah, I am curious about my affinity. Naruto here probably doesn't care since he has a jutsu for each element. Toshiro said, accidentally making Naruto's chest swell. Mika turned to Naruto with wide eyes. Really, Naruto-kun? That's amazing. Actually, it was unheard of, a new genin having a variety like that. It shouldn't be possible, she realized. Fearing Naruto might burst from a swollen ego, Toshiro interrupted. Not really that impressive most. Naruto interrupted Toshiro, glaring at him. Yes, it is, Mika-chan, and I will teach you for the element your affinity is, when we find it out, and since you have been such a good boy I will for you as well, Toshiro. Naruto said smugly. Grumbling about stupid blonde, Toshiro finished his ramen in silence. After they finished eating they walked out. Naruto hung back with Toshiro before whispering smugly, she likes me more than you. A smirking Naruto said before catching up to Mika, leaving an eye-twitching Toshiro. At least others will have to share in the pain that is Naruto now. Higurashi Weapon Shop. Welcome to Higurashi Weapons, my name is. Oh, it's you guys, good to see you again, said Taiji to who he hoped is now lifetime customers. Walking around the store they looked for the chakra papers. Finding them they looked at the packet incredulously. Why do they come in a pack of 10? Who needs 10? Dear God, these things are expensive, they thought simultaneously. Exiting the shop the three stopped to open the package. I see you guys went ahead and got some chakra paper. You know the Hokage just told me some interesting things about you, Naruto, regarding your ninjutsu, said Kakashi standing behind them like he has been there the whole time, causing Mika to jump. Geez, sensei, you don't have to scare me like that, eyeing the ever-present book pervert, said an annoyed Mika. Kakashi waved her off and took the packet from Naruto, causing him to shout. Those weren't cheap, give them back. Ignoring Naruto, he opened the packet, giving them each one slip. Now all you need to do is channel chakra like this. The slip in his hand suddenly crinkled, and it will react according to your affinity. Everyone has one and they allow you to mold chakra for that element easier, making jutsu easier to learn and stronger than an element without an affinity. If it crinkles like mine, it is lightning, turning to ash as fire, becoming soggy as water, crumbling to dust as earth, and splitting in half as wind. Kakashi gestured for them to do it. Mika pushed chakra into her paper and it heated up, then turned to ash, fire. Not unexpected, it's the most common in this country, hence the name Fire Country, said Kakashi. Toshiro did the same and it became soggy. Water, ha, I pegged you for a lightning, oh well, commented Kakashi. Naruto channels chakra into his, causing it to split in half. I expected as much. During the test your wind was quite strong, but what's surprising is you used the lightning. From what I saw, it wasn't weaker like one would expect from somebody with the opposite elemental affinity. Okay, my cute genin, tomorrow we start Kakashi's training montage number 1, said a cheerful Kakashi as he walked away with an eye smile. A what? They all thought before Naruto blinked. That bastard stole the chakra papers. Hey! Get back here! I paid for those and I'm gonna keep them, Naruto shouted at his sensei, who he couldn't even see in the distance. Naruto started walking in the direction of his apartment, mumbling about stupid thieves. 2 months later. Over the past 2 months Kakashi has been training his team and taking D-rank missions. They have improved greatly. Naruto continued to improve at a rapid rate. His learning curve was just ridiculous. Mika and Toshiro were learning at a good pace themselves. Kakashi decided that they all needed to work on chakra control before he taught them any new, so he taught them the surface clinging technique and water walking. Naruto surprised him greatly in that his reserves were very large, but his control is still good enough. When Kakashi asked him about it, Naruto told him he has been training his control since he was 6 from a book the Hokage gave him. After constant nagging, when their control got to his liking, Kakashi taught them the body flicker technique. Mika and Toshiro started to constantly spar, trying to get their kenjutsu skills up. Mika would ask her sister to come by to help sometimes. Since she used a katana, she could help Toshiro. After helping out a few times, Yugao noticed that Toshiro was turning out to be quite the kenjutsu prodigy, easily catching up to her sister, who was no slouch herself. After teaching them the body flicker technique, and when they finished the water walking exercise, Kakashi started showing them some low-ranked jutsu for their affinities. Mika was taught the fire release, flame bullet from Naruto like he promised. Kakashi taught her the ever-handy fire release, Phoenix Flower Jutsu. This fired a volley of small guided fireballs, mostly used for a distraction, but she has hit her teammates while sparring a few times. Toshiro learned the water release, Wild Water Wave from Kakashi, which was a torrent of water that can wash away an enemy. The power can be changed by the amount of chakra used. Naruto was going to show him the Jet Stream Jutsu, but they are basically the same, so Toshiro waved him off. Naruto learned a lot himself, between constantly going through the scroll the old man gave him for his Bojutsu, and sparring with Kakashi. His Taijutsu and Bojutsu was coming along very well. He was the only one to try and change the body flicker technique, wanting to make it faster like his dad's was rumored to be. Kakashi taught him a few jutsu, first being the wind release, great breakthrough. It was a simple gust of wind that varied in strength depending on the chakra used. Kakashi told him that when he mastered wind release, the jutsu can be strong enough to knock over a tree. When training their control, Kakashi noticed Naruto's reserves were extremely large, so with the approval of the Hokage he taught him the Shadow Clone Jutsu, which was quickly becoming Naruto's favorite jutsu, with the clones being real not illusions. He has taken to trying ninjutsu combinations with them. He also learned the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu directly from the Hokage on his 10th birthday 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Naruto's birthday. He definitely thought it was his favorite so far. His team, the old man and his son, Asuma, came by. Naruto liked Asuma. He's a laid-back guy even though he smokes a lot. Naruto also learned that Asuma was the only person beside him that has a wind affinity. Naruto resolved that he would talk to Asuma about helping with his affinity soon. Kakashi improved the most in his team's opinion, only showing up an hour and 45 minutes late instead of the typical 2 hours. Mission Assignment Desk. Walking into the office was Team 7, Kakashi reported in, Mission complete Hokage-sama, handing the Hokage a scroll. Puffing on his pipe before humming, yes, well that makes an impressive 37 completed D ranks. Good job, said the Hokage before going through the D rank mission scroll. Okay, we have weeding a counselor's garden. No, murmured Naruto lowly. Walking some dogs. No, Naruto said a little louder. Catching Tora again, which is a high priority mission, said the Hokage. No. Kakashi thought about them. Well, all of them sound great, I'm thinking. No. I can't take it anymore. 37 of these awful things. If I don't get a real mission, I'm going to freak the fuck out, Naruto yelled with a crazy look in his eye. Toshiro and Mika looked at him with blank faces. If he didn't do it, I would. They both thought simultaneously. Well, Kakashi, what do you think? Are they ready? The third asked Kakashi. Kakashi let out a breath. Finally one of them breaks. I was a few days away from freaking out myself. Kakashi cleared his throat looking at the Hokage. I believe this team is more than ready despite the impatient blonde. Kakashi's eyes smiled at a glaring blonde. Well then let me see, the Hokage said going through the C-rank scroll. Ah, here is an escort mission to Suna for a merchant, perfect for a first C-rank. The Hokage said, tossing a scroll to Kakashi, who caught it. Okay, my minion. Students, meet at the front gate in 28 minutes, pack for 2 weeks. The genin's sweat dropped at an oddly precise amount of time from the chronically late man before leaving to get ready. Kakashi stayed behind to talk to the Hokage. So, what do you want me to do while I'm in Suna? Questioned Kakashi, looking underneath like he constantly told his students to do. Hiruzen puffed on his pipe before replying, Jiraiya has informed me of a decline in missions and that their daimyo has also started to cut their funding. I want you to see if you can find a reason this might be happening and whether or not we might have a problem with them in the future. Third Hokage commanded while refilling his pipe before lighting it with a small use of fire chakra. Dismissed. Somewhere in Ta no Kuni. Jiraiya was bored. Walking around the elemental nations is great, but sometimes he really wished Minato showed him the Flying Thunder God Jutsu. He could mark something in every country and not have to walk 24/7. Shaking his head before entering a tea house, finally, this guy better be here. I really want to leave this boring-ass country, thought an irritable Jiraiya. In the back of the tea house is a cloaked figure sipping tea. Looking up, he sees the Toad Sage himself sit down in front of him. Thank you for coming, Jiraiya-sama. A flat voice comes from the hooded man. This better be good. I could literally be anywhere else doing anything else. Jiraiya grunts, motioning the cloaked figure to speak. Nodding, the figure responds in a monotone. A certain snake is here. He betrayed us a few months ago. Some intel we have acquired suggests that he is building up his forces. One of our spies inside says that he will be making a trip to Suna soon. The figure takes a sip of tea before shifting in his seat slightly. How is he? Jiraiya stays silent for a few moments, mulling over the new info regarding his wayward teammate. That's indeed troubling. Anything he does will undoubtedly be bad for Konoha, Jiraiya said with a frown. The Toad Sage looks toward the cloaked figure and lets a small, almost unseen frown grace his face. The old man hasn't said anything about him since the incident 2 years ago, but from what he has told me after that night, he hasn't been the same. I still think he should know at least some truth. He's a major fight risk as it is now, Jiraiya said seriously. The figure finishes his tea before standing up. Thank you for coming, Jiraiya-sama. I will contact you when I can, the figure says emotionlessly before disappearing. Sipping his own tea, mulling over some of his info, Orochimaru leaves this Akatsuki and is now building some kind of army. If that isn't bad enough, he is targeting Suna, the country having the most economic trouble. Just great, I should head towards Suna and have a look for myself. Sighing, Jiraiya gets up. He really didn't want to go to Suna, but someone has to. Konoha, Naruto's apartment. Naruto is packing his backpack, sleeping bag. Check, couple change of clothes. Check, extra shuriken and kunai my froggy wallet. Looks like I'm all set. Naruto runs out his door, locking it and using the body flicker technique to get to the gate. Main gate. Toshiro is looking at the client. The man is in his late 20s by the name of Fukumo, some wealthy merchant's son who is too old to make the trip. Fukumo looks at the white-haired genin. When are we going to be on our way? I would really like it if we can make it back before my father dies. Fukumo said irritably. He has been waiting for 10 minutes. He has had servants killed for less. We will be leaving when the rest of my team arrives, 20 more minutes at the latest, Toshiro said, repressing a snort. Mika and Naruto walk up to the client and bow respectively. Hello, my name is Mika Yuzuki. This is my teammate Naruto Uzumaki. Our sensei should be here soon. Hopefully. Mika said the last word silently. A poof is heard, making all of them turn their heads. Hello there. I am the Jonin sensei for this team. My name is Kakashi Hataki. An oddly professional Kakashi says. The genin thought he was only capable of sounding bored. Finally we can get a move on, Fukumo said before walking off. Naruto looks at him frowning. Great, I can see how this mission is going to go, Naruto says before following the client. Mama Naruto, don't worry, it is only a 5-day journey one way, 1 or 2 days there and 5 more back. See? Not that bad, it will be fun, Kakashi chirped cheerfully before following the client himself. 3 days later. Border of Hai no Kuni and Kaze no Kuni. Naruto was trying to push down the urge to just shove his staff down the client's throat. It would be so easy, by the looks on his teammate's face. They were trying to stop themselves from killing Fukumo themselves. For the past 3 days all Fukumo did was whine and complain about how he shouldn't have to do this, and how the help. He started calling them the help. Should go and get the supplies he needs for him. Not only that, but Naruto was recognized by him immediately, which only made him more irritable that the boy was escorting him. Naruto and company were around the client in a diamond formation, Naruto up front, Toshiro and Mika on his sides with Kakashi bringing up the rear. And another thing. Father never told me about having to walk the whole way. The least he could do is buy. Before Fukumo could finish, Toshiro pushed him back and out of the way of an arrow that was about to hit him. Toshiro, keep guard. Naruto, Mika, get ready, it's a group of bandits, don't hesitate, they won't. Kakashi ordered his genin. Right as Kakashi finished, 5 huge bandits armed with swords burst through the bushes, Naruto and Mika taking one each while Kakashi took the rest. Naruto unsealed his staff and twirls it in his hands. He ducks under an untrained swing from the bandit. Naruto slams the bandit in the stomach with his staff, knocking the wind out of the bandit and making him double over. Spinning his staff to get some momentum before bringing it down on the back of the bandit's head as hard as he could, knocking the bandit out. Mika parried her opponent's stab with her tanto, then slicing him across the chest. Falling to his knees in pain, Mika was going to knock him out before Naruto appears in front of her, going through hand seals, finishing in the snake seal, earth release. Earth-style wall, Naruto muttered before a huge wall of solid earth springs up in front of them, blocking a volley of arrows. Thanks, Naruto-kun, Mika says quietly. Kakashi was tying up his 3 bandits. He was about to intercept the arrows himself before Naruto did. Turning his head to his client and remaining student, Kakashi sighs in relief, finding neither one hurt. Toshiro is on guard. There is one more, an archer, tuning around just in time to go through Seal's water release, wild water wave. Toshiro intercepted the arrows and washed the bandit out of the tree, knocking him out in the process. Good job, everyone. Excellent job protecting the client. It seems to be just your average bandits looking for a payday from our client," Kakashi said, taking his book back out to read now that the danger was gone. Fukumo, who didn't think that any of them were dependable, was relieved to be alive. "Okay, let's continue on." Fukumo said no thank you and just started walking. "You're welcome, you dick," all the genin thought at the same time. "Well, my lovely little genin, shall we continue?" Kakashi asked, before they all got back information to continue to Suna. "Sunagakure no Sato. I've got sand so far up my ass my farts will be visible for a month." Naruto was annoyed. Kakashi turns to his team. "Okay, I will be escorting the client while we are here. You three get us a hotel room and have a look around. See you later," Kakashi told his team before following an annoyed Fukumo. Mika adjusted her backpack before looking at her teammates and speaking up. "What do you two want to do now? We will probably have 2 or so days before we leave," she asked. "Well, if I don't get something cold within the next hour, I am literally going to die," an irritable and sweating Toshiro said. "Super hot weather like what is found in the desert is his worst enemy. Even worse is Kakashi, who was more heavily clothed than all of them, but he looked as comfortable as he would back home." When asked how, he said it was a chakra control technique involving circulating chakra through his body to cool him. Only Naruto was able to partially get it during the trip, much to Toshiro's ire. Naruto shrugs. "I don't care what we do, something cold does sound good though." Looking to Mika to see what she wants to do only for her to shrug, they follow Toshiro so they can get some drinks before he melts. Hours later, Naruto, not being able to sleep, decides walking around Suna would be a nice way to relax. Nighttime was actually quite peaceful and pretty cold in the desert. Getting a strange feeling, Naruto turns around to come face to face with a boy around his age with a tattoo of the kanji for love on his forehead and dark circles around his eyes, giving Naruto a look that he really didn't like. "What's up with this guy? Why is he looking at me like that? We are too young and I'm not into that kind of stuff. I'd better turn him down before he even asks." "Hey, listen up, buddy, I'm not into that." "Mother." "Yes. She wants it. She wants your blood," said the obviously crazy kid. "Mother? Blood? What the fuck?" Naruto looks at the ground. Sand starts to move towards him. Strange, why is the sand on the ground moving? "I don't feel any wind." Naruto sees the kid move his hand towards him. "Wait, is he controlling sand?" "That's bullshit. Sand is literally everywhere." Naruto jumps back from the stream of sand coming for him. Naruto weaves through seals for the water release. Jet stream. He fires a torrent of water at the sand, making it weak. Before he can go on the offensive, gold dust surrounds the kid. "Gaara! Stop this at once!" A voice from above Naruto thunders. Looking up, Naruto sees the Kazekage and Kakashi on the roof of the shop behind Naruto. Breaking the hold the gold dust has on him, Gaara walks off, but not before giving Naruto one last message. "We will meet again and I will have it. I will give your blood to mother," Gaara said darkly before leaving. "I apologize about my son Kakashi-san, he isn't well." Apologize to the Kazekage, handing Kakashi a scroll. "Give this to Hokage Dano when you return, thank you," the leader of Suna said before disappearing in a whirl of gold dust. Naruto jumps up to Kakashi. That was weird, he felt strange, really strange, and Naruto puts his hand to his stomach over the seal. "I think that kid is a Jinchuriki like me," Naruto said slowly. Widening his visible eye, Kakashi looks at Naruto. "Are you sure? That could also be the magnet release Kekkai Genkai." Naruto shook his head. "No. I'm sure, that strange feeling, it was definitely coming from my seal, he's a Jinchuriki," Naruto said confidently and more seriously than Kakashi was used to seeing Naruto. It reminded him of his sensei. Kakashi wanted to change the subject. "Anyway, let's get a good night's sleep. Fukumo-san got everything he needed, so we will be leaving ahead of schedule," Kakashi said, both using the body flicker technique to go back to the hotel. 5 days later. Hokage's office. "Congratulations on your first successful C rank. Your client had nothing but the best praise for all of you. Third Hokage congratulated me." Team 7 all have sweat drops on the back of their heads. He didn't sound like he was thankful during the trip. They all thought simultaneously. Naruto's head snaps up. "I just remembered something. How are there rumors that Sun is losing funding if their Kage literally attacks with gold?" Naruto asked incredulously. It had been bothering him since he saw the stream of gold dust. He was tempted to scoop someone up. The third and Kakashi both shrug out a who knows. "Okay, you three, head to Ichiraku's. I'll meet you there in a bit to celebrate our first successful C rank," Kakashi told his 3, Air 2 genin. Naruto left when the word Ichiraku was said, the third told them, making the rest of the team sigh as the Hokage gave out a chuckle. After the other genin leave, Kakashi turns to the Hokage. I have some interesting info regarding Suna's Jinchuriki. Kakashi said, making the third lean in seriously. He is very unstable and has been corrupted by the Biju, referring to it as mother, going as far as attacking Naruto when he saw him. Kakashi reported. Did he identify Naruto as a Jinchuriki? Asked a worried Hiruzen. They really didn't need that. Kakashi shook his head. No, he didn't say it, but if he did know, he won't tell their Kage. He doesn't appear to follow orders, only really doing what he wants. Said Kakashi. The third sighs in relief. Good, I don't want that known, we have kept it tight-lipped after I passed my law. That also might explain the lack of faith the Wind Daimyo is feeling toward them. If their leader can't control their strongest weapon, it makes him look weak and unreliable. The third Hokage said he didn't like referring to his weapons, but Suna obviously is one. Waving his hand, the third dismisses Kakashi. With the news Jiraiya just sent me about Orochimaru, the learning of an unstable Jinchuriki, I see why he is targeting Suna. Something big is coming. The third lets out a sigh. I need to start training more often now, so when we get attacked, I want to be in top form. There isn't anyone yet who can replace me since Jiraiya won't do it, and Tsunade. Not sure how I would feel about her leading. Her will of fire has been extinguished. The third thought sadly. He wished he could help his female student, but she didn't want help, she wanted to feel bad for herself. Looking down on his desk at the larger-than-normal stack of paperwork, a few pieces of paper stick out, most importantly the Chunin exams in 3 months. Every 2 years Konoha hosts it. However, the request from IWA and Kumo is most troubling. Why would they want to send a team? The Hokage thought. Gonna be an interesting exam for sure, since Naruto will undoubtedly be in it. Ichiraku Ramen Tea. I mean, the look in his eye was really strange. I am Nachan. I thought he was going to come on to me or something, but thankfully he only wanted to kill me. Much easier to deal with than some guy coming on to me. It's way less awkward. Naruto said while stuffing his face with ramen. A giggling Ayam looks up from her magazine. Well, I'm glad you three had fun and are alright. What are you going to do now? Toshiro decides to speak up before the blonde can. Probably train a lot more. We have proven that we can handle a C rank, so we should get more of them now. Toshiro said he wants to continue training with his water affinity. Kakashi sat down next to Mika without making a noise. Right you are, Toshiro. Pausing so Mika can yell at him for scaring her. We are going to train a lot more and take a few more missions, and in 3 or so months I'm going to test you guys. Said Kakashi before ordering some ramen for himself. Curious Mika speaks up. Test for what? That my cute little genin is a secret. Kakashi said annoyingly, making them all grumble. Before Kakashi starts to eat, he looks at Naruto. Oh, I almost forgot, I ran into Asuma on my way here and he wanted you to meet him at Training Ground 21. Naruto. Getting up to leave, Naruto yells out a bye. Before initiating the body flicker technique. Training Ground 21. Asuma watches Naruto run into the training ground and exhales some smoke. Well, not too late, but you really shouldn't pick up your sensei's habit. Asuma comments lightly. Sorry Asuma-sensei, but I came here as soon as I heard. Naruto said. Asuma waved him off and motioned the blonde to come closer. Okay, I want to start giving you instruction on wind manipulation. Seeing Naruto start to smile makes Asuma smile. You are going to have to be very careful. Wind is the hardest and most dangerous to control for beginners. Your first task is to cut this leaf. Handing Naruto a leaf before picking up one, the goal is to split your chakra in half, then make them grind against each other finely and sharply like this. Putting the leaf between his palms, then opening them to reveal a leaf with a slice through it, much like the chakra paper. Okay, finely and sharply, huh? Naruto said before putting the leaf between his palms and concentrating for a few minutes to reveal a leaf with a cut through a fourth of it. Wow, I didn't expect you to get it that quickly. Every time you cut it even a little, pick up a new leaf. The objective is to be able to cut the whole leaf in one go. Instructed Asuma. 4 hours later sat an astonished Asuma. 4 hours? Wow, you really do pick things up fast. It usually takes days for someone. A really slow person could even take months, hell years even. Said an astonished Asuma. Naruto grinned at the praise. Thanks Asuma-sensei. I really want to master wind as fast as I can so I can move on to the next element. Said a determined Naruto. Admiring the determination. Well, the second step is much harder, but not that necessary, only for really high level that I never even needed to use. So I would suggest moving on to another element if you think you are up to it. I heard about what my dad said about your skills, by the way. Learning a jutsu and mastering an element are two very different things. Asuma told the blonde. Just so I know, what is the next level of wind manipulation? Asked Naruto. Asuma gave Naruto a grin, splitting a waterfall in half. Asuma said, enjoying the shocked look. Blinking a few times before narrowing his eyes with a frown. Where even is a waterfall close to here? Asked Naruto. That's why I was saying you should move on. It isn't completely necessary, but if you master earth and water, you could make a waterfall yourself to do it, said a smirking Asuma. While I'm here, I can give you the first steps to each element, which you have probably figured out. It is making a leaf take the properties of the chakra paper, fire is making it burn and turn to ash, lightning is wrinkling it, water is making it soggy, and earth is turning it to dust. There are only 3 or 4 major exercises for each element to achieve mastery, but there are also other ones you can do to up your control even higher. Just look in the library. Well, when you get access to the second floor, Asuma instructed, before lighting another cigarette. Smiling at the goldmine of new info, thanks for the help, Asuma-sensei, said Naruto. Well, kid, I think it is time for me to head home. Don't kill yourself out here, Asuma said before poofing away. Naruto, with a new goal, decided since he still has about 1 hour or so of daylight left, decided to train some more. From what the scroll for the Shadow Clone Jutsu said, maybe I can use them to train. Let's see, Naruto thought, making 9 clones before splitting into pairs and giving each pair a separate element to train. They got to work. After about an hour and a half, all the clones popped at the same time as per Naruto's command. Yeah, this is awesome for sure, although I didn't see nearly as much progress as I did for wind. Oh well, if it were easy, everyone would do it. 3 months later. During the past 3 months, Team 7 went on 3 more C-rank missions, and continued to train. Mika got a new tanto. It was made from a special metal that makes streaming chakra through the blade much easier, something she liked to do with her fire chakra. After training with it for 2 months, she got skilled enough to do it. On the front, she continued to train her control so that she can do higher level jutsu. So far, having enough control and chakra to learn the fire release, Grand Fireball Jutsu. Also having the necessary control to learn the Shuriken Shadow Clone Jutsu. Physically, she was very flexible, much to her teammates' annoyance. When a pretty girl starts showing off her flexibility, you want to watch, not fight, and she knew that. Toshiro has been continuing to train with Mika and Yugao whenever he could. He was starting to get noticed for his talent with a sword, some calling him a kenjutsu prodigy. Ninjutsu-wise, Toshiro was trying to finish the second level of water manipulation, which is touching a body of water, preferably a lake, then making a whirlpool the size of the lake and shrinking it until it is the size of your palm. It was really difficult, and to make matters worse, the little annoying blonde genius was getting it faster than he was. It was annoying as hell. He should be quicker, it was his affinity, damn it. Toshiro managed to learn a new jutsu, water release, water severing wave, in which the user expels a stream of water so pressurized it can pierce stone. Naruto, ever the genius and shadow clone jutsu abusing ninja, would have 15 clones going all day, 2 for each elemental training and the rest for chakra control. He need to constantly to train his control so he can move forward with it. Kakashi-sensei said since he is a Jinchuriki, his capacity is growing 10 times faster than average. His capacity was now on par with Kakashi's and only growing, so he has to constantly train to keep it under control. Making good on his multitasking abilities with clones, Naruto can research jutsu while they train his control. He found one genjutsu that he liked called the mirroring perception jutsu. It can make you think you're moving one way when you're really moving the opposite. It was hilarious to use on Toshiro in the mornings when he is drowsy. With elemental manipulation training other than wind, Naruto made the most headway with water and earth. Already on the second level for both. Fire and lightning were coming along. He's got a crinkle in the leaf, just not a big one like what Kakashi can do. For fire, the top part of the leaf is starting to burn. Progress. Naruto also learned the earth release, earth flow river. He can make a very strong current of mud to wash away his opponent. Having such a large chakra capacity, he learned the second Hokage's water release, water colliding wave. With the he builds up a lot of chakra, then spews out water, making it a vortex surrounding him, then directing it toward his target. He can knock over a tree if he hits it directly. It was that strong. His wind release, great breakthrough, got a decent power boost too thanks to his wind training. He doesn't have the skill to make a waterfall himself, so he started cutting rocks until he finds or has the skill to create a waterfall. Training Ground 7. Team 7 is waiting for Kakashi to arrive. They each have been training even harder than before so they can pass this test Kakashi was going to give them. Okay, who wants to set Kakashi-sensei's apartment on fire if he doesn't get here in the next 5 minutes? Asked Naruto. Mika, ever the pyro, looks over at Naruto with a gleam in her eye. Oh yes. That would be fun, I call dibs. Mika chirped happily. Mika-chan, you want to burn your poor sensei's home, that's not very nice. Kakashi said, appearing right behind her, scaring the hell out of Mika. Damn it, sensei, how many times do I have to tell you to stop scaring me? An angry Mika yelled. Toshiro, ever the serious one, looks at his sensei. So what is this test we're going to be doing? Toshiro asked in a business tone. Naruto snorts at a straight-to-business Toshiro. Come on man, lighten up, have a little fun, Naruto said with a smile. Toshiro rolled his eyes at Naruto, but having a small smirk on his face he looked at his sensei. I have heard a few rumors from some merchants about an upcoming event. Are you going to test us to see if we can enter the Chunin exam? Toshiro asked, hitting the nail on the head. Naruto and Mika's eyes widened looking at their sensei. Well, thanks for ruining the surprise, but yes, I want to do the bell test again. No time limit, but the difference is pulling up his headband to reveal his Sharingan. I'm going to make this a little more difficult. All three tense at their sensei's Kekei Genkai. Kakashi ties a single bell to his belt. Get this from me and I will let you enter, if not you can wait for the next one. Ready, begin. All three jumping away in the same direction. What's the plan? Asked Mika. With his eye, surprise attacks are useless. He is faster than us without it, so we need to attack him continuously. He knows that we stand no chance against him, so he won't go all out. Toshiro, when I distract him you charge as fast as you can. Go get behind him. Mika, you and I will do that wind-fire combination we've been practicing. Naruto explained. His team nodded before getting into position. Kakashi was waiting patiently. His team was watching. He knew it. Obito's eye might be overkill, but he was confident in them. Plus it wasn't like he was going to go all out, just level with his eye active. Feeling a chakra build up to his right, he looks over to see 6 small fireballs heading toward him, before a gust of wind blows through the area, enhancing the fireballs, making them bigger, and white-hot, tripling their danger. Good job, you two, you got the combination down, thought Kakashi. It was a very difficult combination. Mika would use the fire release Phoenix Flower Jutsu, decreasing the amount of fireballs to 6 and increasing the intensity so that Naruto's wind release Great Breakthrough wouldn't smother the flames. It's very advanced fire manipulation. It also showed that they were coming for the kill. Kakashi was just so proud. Pushing down the building pride, Kakashi focuses on not getting hit by any of the very lethal fireballs, which wasn't too hard with a Sharingan. 2 more were approaching at 1 and 4 o'clock, jumping and twirling between them, coming out unscathed. He noticed Toshiro coming too late and getting a slice on his right side, flak jacket taking most of the blow. It still got a good cut out of Kakashi. Naruto and Mika were in the tree watching Toshiro engage Kakashi. Mika, I'm going to throw a kunai. I want you to wait until Kakashi-sensei moves out of the way of it, then use the substitution on the kunai and attack, okay? Seeing her nod, Naruto takes out a kunai. Toshiro was annoyed. His sensei was impossible to hit with that eye of his no matter what he did. Toshiro throws a handful of shuriken as he jumps back, using the shuriken as a distraction to let him weave through hand seals. Water release. Water severing wave, thought Toshiro, aiming at his sensei's dick just to be an asshole. They both notice a kunai flying towards Kakashi's head. Not wanting to get hit by either attacks coming, he dodges both of them. The water jutsu ending under him mid-jump and the kunai just past his head. Kakashi relaxes, then the kunai busts into smoke to reveal Mika with her tanto. Seeing no way out, he switched with a log to his right. Naruto was waiting, bow staff at the ready, by a log that was too well placed not to be used by his sensei after the surprise attack. When Kakashi appears, he starts going to work. Going as fast as he can and as hard as he can, Naruto tries to wear his sensei down, Mika and Toshiro charging in his blind spots. Naruto went for a leg sweep only for Kakashi to jump over it. Mika tries to slice his arm off only for him to grab her wrist, then kicking Naruto in the chest, knocking him away. Seeing his opening, Toshiro aims for his sensei's shoulder, making him turn away, giving him enough time to slice the string holding the bell before he catches an elbow to the face. Naruto charges back and spinning his bow staff, going for his sensei's neck. Kakashi tossed Mika away to put chakra into both hands and catch the staff, only to wince. He can sure hit hard with that thing, grimaced Kakashi. Mika, free from the hold, dives for the bell while her sensei's hands are occupied. Got it, Mika shouted triumphantly, making all of them look at her. Kakashi covers up his Sharingan before speaking. Good job, you three, very good teamwork, I'm proud of each of you. Kakashi said. He pulled out 3 packets of paper. His students didn't even try to figure out where he was keeping them, they just chalked it up to him being Kakashi. These are the Chunin exam sign-up packets. Fill them out and be at the academy tomorrow at 9 a.m. to take your test. Don't be late. Kakashi instructed. All three sweat dropped when the chronically late Kakashi tells them to be on time. Alright. We are going to dominate the exam. All three of us will totally get promoted, Naruto boasted. His teammates smiled and smirked respectively. There is no doubt in my mind that you three have what it takes to be Chunin. However, there is word that teams from Kumo and IWA are coming. Be careful with those teams. If they are confident enough to come here for the exam, then they will be very strong. Don't forget that you three are the only rookies going into the exam from the Leaf, so be extra careful, Kakashi warned before his mood brightens. Now go do whatever you guys do and get a good night's sleep. You have a big day tomorrow. Naruto says goodbye to both his teammates before disappearing with the body flicker technique. Hokage Monument. Naruto is sitting atop his father's stone head. I'm going to be entering the Chunin exams. Dad, I'm kinda nervous about seeing the teams from IWA and Kumo. Tell Mom I will be careful and not to worry. I'm going to win this thing, or my name's not Naruto Uzumaki. Namikaze, Naruto thought with determination. Iwagakure no Sato, Tsuchikage's office. Sitting behind the Tsuchikage's desk is Inoki the fence sitter. The longest-running Kage, beating out Hiruzen Sarutobi the third Hokage by 2 years. He was a feared man during the Second and Third Shinobi Wars, capable of destroying entire divisions with his dust-release Kekkei Toda, and the only shinobi to learn the secrets of the second Tsuchikage's camouflage jutsu. Now, however, he isn't addressing a promising team of genin. Now listen up, you three need to be very cautious while you are in Konoha. They will obviously still share our mutual distrust and hatred, but that fool of a Reikage Adano is sending his best team of genin as well, so they will be there too, so Konoha's scorn will be split between you. I want you to scope out any potential threats and up-and-coming legends. The Leaf is known to crap out every 5 years. Obvious scorn could be heard at the end. It was no secret that Inoki wanted to step down. Hell, he wanted to 15 years ago. The fact of the matter is, no shinobi has come along that could defeat him, and he wasn't going to let someone weaker than him take over. His granddaughter has potential. She is going to show it at the Chunin exams. Then there was Deidara, one of the few that came along with real talent, only to blow a bunch of shit up laughing like a maniac before leaving. Crazy asshole. However, Inoki found one. By God, he found one. 2 years ago, a boy orphaned by the 4th Hokage during the war stood out at the academy, and Inoki wanted to test him, and boy was he happy he did. He is compatible. The dust release won't die with Inoki. His new student is learning and hopefully will take his hat in a few years. Akatsuchi, make sure my granddaughter doesn't do something stupid. Inoki ordered Akatsuchi to be a large 14-year-old, almost 6 feet tall, chubby but very strong and a talented earth user. Hi Tsuchikage-sama, Akatsuchi said, while bowing respectfully. Hey Gramps. I don't need the giant to babysit me, pouted Kuratsuchi. She is a short 13-year-old, barely coming up to Akatsuchi's shoulder, having short black hair and pink pupilless eyes. She wields the lava-release Kekkei Genkai. The reason she has it, Inoki thinks, is because her body could not handle his Kekkei Toda and only inherited the earth and fire properties. And you Demitsuchi, keep that technique in your pocket until the finals, Inoki ordered, making sure his young protege understood. Demitsuchi is an average height 13-year-old standing at 5'2". He wore a red shirt and brown pants, spiky brown hair kept out of his face by his headband. He has bandages covering entirely from his elbows down to his fingertips. Practicing dust release is very dangerous. He has burned his arms more times than he could count. Getting a wordless nod, Inoki dismisses them. Those three each show lots of promise, hopefully enough that I can attend the finals. Been a while since I saw that old monkey, thought Inoki. Kumogakure no Sato, Reikage's office. Currently curling a 500-pound dumbbell with one arm is the 4th Reikage. He's a huge, almost 7-foot-tall man with the body of a professional wrestler, wearing blue pants and a gold wrestling championship belt with no shirt on. During the Third Shinobi War, he encountered Minato Namikaze numerous times on the battlefield. It was the only one who could keep up with him, and with the death of the 4th Hokage, he now has the title of the fastest shinobi alive. Mixing in A's already enormous strength with his signature lightning release armor makes an opponent most wouldn't know how or even could handle. A drops the dumbbell and sits behind his desk. A clears his throat before addressing the genin team before him. Now you three will be leaving to go to Konoha for the Chunin exams. Reports show that they have a very promising shinobi by the name of the Naruto family, name unknown. I want you to find out who he is and defeat him publicly. Darui, out of this team you are the strongest, so I want you to take charge while you're in Konoha. Also, I want all of you to eliminate as much competition as you can before the finals except for Naruto and the team from IWA. Ordered A. Darui is the Raikage top up in Komer. He could have been promoted a year ago, but with Konoha hosting next exam, A waited. Darui is the only holder of the Storm Release Kekkai Genkai in the entire village. He is average height for a 13-year-old. He has dark skin and shaggy blonde hair with a cleaver sword strapped to his back. He wears the standard Kumo uniform sans flak jacket, sleeveless high-collar zip-up black shirt zipped up to his collarbone, and black pants. "Hi boss, it will be dull but I can do it," drawled out Darui, not looking interested. C and Samui were watching in silence, knowing better than to interrupt the boss. Samui is a 5'1" 13-year-old girl with a solid C-cup, short blonde hair and a cool attitude. She's wearing a deep V-neck with mesh under to show off cleavage and gray pants, having a tanto strapped horizontally on her belt. She is skilled in lightning release and has a solid grasp in. C is wearing the standard Kumo uniform same as Darui, only difference is that his shirt was zipped up the entire way. C, unlike his team, is a sensor. He is still developing his technique, but he is good for about 200 meters. He isn't as physically strong as his team, focusing on range lightning, and has started to learn the basics to medical ninjutsu. He is the ideal support teammate. Bowing to their leader, they take their leave to head to Konoha. Day of the exam. Sunagakure no Sado, Academy. Naruto is excited. Finally he will get to show his stuff, and he is ready. He is more than ready. He has trained himself into the dirt for months for this, and he would win no matter what stood in his way. Looking over to his teammates, both have matching looks of seriousness and determination. "Okay guys, let's do this. Watch each other's back and stay calm and we can win no problem," Naruto said, both nodding to Naruto before they proceed to enter the academy. Walking up 2 flights of stairs, they are greeted by the sight of their sensei. "Alright you three, there is some strong competition, so don't let your guard down for a second. Naruto, can I have a word for a second?" Naruto looks at his sensei before nodding and walking a few feet away. "I have to warn you, the foreign teams will target you since you look so much like your father, so be careful, okay? They will most likely go for a kill. Your father is to IWA what the Nine Tails is to Konoha," Kakashi whispered. Naruto's eyes widened when Kakashi said father. "Of course I know, Naruto, he was my sensei. Hell, I used to bodyguard your mother while she was pregnant with you. You think I'd let someone else be your sensei?" Kakashi said with a nice smile. Naruto's eyes started to water, giving off one of his rare genuine small smiles, not his mega over-exaggerated grin. "Thanks Kakashi." "And I say," Naruto said the last part shyly and uncertainly, making Kakashi freeze before a grin that was visible under his mask took over his face. "No problem," Kakashi said, ruffling Naruto's hair before shooting him off to the first test. "Sensei Obito. I'm not alone anymore," Kakashi thinks, his eye narrows in fierce determination. "I won't fail this team, I won't be too weak this time." Classroom 315. There are a lot of people Naruto thought of, more than he expected. He didn't know why, but he thought there would only be 5 or 6 teams. "We should find a seat," Naruto said slowly to his team, seeing them nod. They are about to walk off before someone interrupts them. "Hi there, you must be the rookies I've heard were attending. My name is Kabuto Yakushi," Kabuto said, walking up to them. He has silver hair pulled into a ponytail. He is wearing a high-collar purple sleeveless shirt with a white short-sleeve shirt under it, purple pants and fingerless gloves similar to Kakashi's. "Standing there like a frozen animals isn't making you three any less of a target. Everyone here will be gunning for the rookies, but since I'm so nice, how about I help you out?" Taking out a stack of cards. "These are ninja info cards on everyone here. Tell me who and I will give you at least some background," said Kabuto. Team 7 looks at each other before Naruto speaks up. "Who are the teams from Kumo and IWA?" Taking out 2 cards. "Okay, Kumo first." The Kumo team consists of Darui, C and Samui of Sunagakure. All 3 have lighting affinities, which is to be expected. Darui's stats look to be much higher than his teammates. Now IWA. This team consists of Akatsuchi, Dematsuchi and Kuratsuchi, who also happens to be the Tsuchikage's granddaughter. Not much information is known about them other than they all have high ninjutsu skill, said Kabuto. "What makes you think you can talk about us?" "Hey, Four Eyes, who are these 3? Said an angry Kuratsuchi. She had more than just skill in ninjutsu. "Thank you very much." She looks at the team who asked about them and narrows her eyes at the blonde one. He looks familiar. Kabuto takes out another card. "Well, this is Team 7, led by Kakashi Hatake. They are the only rookies attending this exam. Mika Yuzuki and Toshiro here both specialize in Kenjutsu, while Naruto Uzumaki, the Kumo team snap their heads up at the name and start listening to Kabuto. He is our resident genius, graduated top of his class 3 years early. All it says is he is skilled in all shinobi disciplines. Kabuto summed up by surprising the Kumo team that someone so young is that skilled and developed. Dimitsuchi's eyes narrow. He is one sensei, a definite legend in the making and future threat unless we take care of him first, that is. Kuratsuchi was about to say something when smoke erupts throughout the room. Now listen up, you rug-munching brats. My name is Ibiki Marino, memorize it, write it down or cut it into your fucking dick sack, but make sure you remember it. Because I'm the guy that will haunt your nightmares till the day your shitty excuse for a life decides to come to a pathetic end. Now, take a fucking number and have a fucking seat, commands Ibiki. Everyone scrambles to do what was asked of them, nobody opening up their mouths. Once everyone was in their seat, Ibiki decided to praise them. Well, what do you know? It seems that you guys are only partially brain dead. Well, hope-de-fucking-do, you're already failing. Chunin should be able to think for themselves, not blindly follow orders. What if you sat down and there had been an explosive note? All you succeeded in doing would have been blowing your asshole apart worse than your uncle did, on your 8th birthday after your daddy took your mommy inside to go swallow some of your unborn brothers and sisters. But I don't give a shit, the more of you that die out there the less work I have to do as head of the torture unit. Screamed Ibiki in his warm and affectionate voice. This guy is great. Though Naruto amused at the verbal abuse, to him it was more comical than intimidating, but everyone else seems pretty intimidated. Now you are going to have 1 hour to complete this test. If you get caught cheating 3 times you fail. If one person on your team fails, you all fail. If you feel that you are too stupid to comprehend the simple questions and fear that your pea-sized brain will turn to slush, then you can quit. Do that and the rest of your worthless excuse for a team fails, Ibiki said, signaling for some to pass out the tests. When everyone has a test you will have 1 hour. But hurry the fuck up so I can get my dick polished by the 3 whores I bought but had to leave because I was ordered to test you worthless rug-munching maggots, Ibiki said politely. After receiving his test, Naruto looked around at the people taking the test. Most were struggling. The IWA and Kumo ninjas seemed to be handling it alright, and he couldn't see his team since they were sitting behind him. 54 minutes later. Okay, it didn't seem like this test was too hard, mostly high-level material, even some Jonin stuff. Wait, cheat 3 times? Oh, they want us to cheat. Stupid assholes, what if you know the material? It makes the real test worthless. Thought and now finished and bored Naruto. Seeing that he has 5 minutes, he decides to take a nap. Listen up, you sorry excuses of shinobi. There is one more question. Fail this question and you not only fail the entire exam, but you can never take the exam again. Which would make me happy because just looking at all of you ugly sacks of shit makes me want to slam my wiener repeatedly into a tub of acid. Ibiki told them, killing intent, and KI from now on, going at full blast. Most were sweating, team after team started to quit. Mika is scared. She isn't as strong as Naruto and Toshiro, and she definitely isn't as smart as Naruto. He may goof around, but he is sharper than her Tanto. Maybe I should give up. Naruto-kun probably won't care. He would brush it off and train even harder. She looks over to Toshiro. Toshiro-kun, he will be very upset. He may even hate me. I don't want that. We are so close now after training almost every day, but I don't want to never be able to try again. I should just. No! I won't quit before I even try. Toshiro-kun and Naruto-kun would never forgive me. Mika mentally rallied herself. Naruto was unintimidated. Ya nice try, asshole. No way the old man would sign off on that. No way. Naruto thought, completely calm. Toshiro is stone-faced. Never once have I backed from a challenge. From constantly losing to Naruto in spars since the academy, to constantly losing spars to Kakashi-sensei, to learning and getting my ass kicked by Yugao-sensei. Man. I need to start winning some fights. This is getting pathetic. Toshiro thought the last part with a storm cloud over his head, depressed. You sorry sacks of cows should have 30 seconds to decide. Seeing that the remaining teams were standing firm, he cuts the KI. And starts the ever-condescending technique of slow clapping. Would you look at that? It seems that there are a few of you who actually have what's known as a spine. I hope you all have fun ripping it out of each other in the next test. Congratulated Ibiki. Right as he said that, the window explodes and a banner is held up by a shuriken that reads, "The sexy and single Anko Mitarashi." Standing a solid 5'5" was Anko Mitarashi. She has purple hair and a ponytail oddly resembling a Nara Naruto met in the academy. She is wearing a mesh bodysuit that started at her neck and ended mid-thigh. She has an orange mini skirt over the mesh and a tan trench coat. Oh God, she is so hot, someone said in the back. Thank you, now let's all play and follow the leader to my favorite training ground number 44. You have 5 minutes or you fail, bye. She said. It disappeared with the use of the body flicker technique. Scrambling up and out of their desks, everyone starts flooding out of the room. Forest of Death, entrance. The Forest of Death, the place is home to all sorts of freaky shit, from giant man-sized spiders to leeches the size of shoes. This place isn't for the faint of heart. Covering almost 40 square kilometers, it was the biggest training ground Konoha had to offer, and the most dangerous. It was said that the first Hokage Hashirama Senju created a forest surrounding Konoha. Most believe it, some think it's old people bullshit. However, everyone believes that he created the Forest of Death. When he was alive, the forest was always bright and flowing with his life force. After he died, the powerful chakra that was constantly flowing through the trees started affecting the inhabitants, and over time giant animals were ruling over the forest. Enko Mitarashi is the only shinobi to repeatedly go into the Forest of Death. Ever since she was an academy student, the forest had been her training ground. That caught the eyes of the snake Sannin. After observing her repeated training sessions in the forest, he took in as his apprentice. Something she regrets accepting to this day. Seeing that the genin arrive on time and that it was time to start, she clears her throat. Okay, listen up. Your task is to enter this lovely training ground here, pausing for the extremely loud and terrifying howl that came from the forest, and survive for 5 days. Enko called out. The genin started yelling, "What do we do for food? How will we survive? What if we get injured?" Enko glares at the genin. If you all can't take this forest for 5 days, then you don't deserve to be here. Now you interrupted me. Surviving isn't all you have to do. Each team will receive a scroll, 1 red and 1 blue. Your objective is to arrive at the tower which resides in the center, with both scrolls. Instructs Enko. Maybe we should make these scrolls something more interesting. Red and blue is boring. Oh well, there is always next time. This part of the exam you will be allowed to do anything you like. Killing is most definitely allowed. Enko grins sadistically at the pale faces. That's part of this life, kiddies. I'm going to have a few Chunin pass out some waivers. We have these so if and when some of you die, either I nor my village can be held accountable. She said the last part with an adorable wink not fitting her sadistic personality from earlier. Naruto is starting to get nervous. Kakashi-sensei had them killed before. Hell, Naruto has done it a few times since the first time and would do it again if he had to, but he hated it. He hates ending someone's life, especially other shinobi, something about them fighting for the same reason he was, being ordered to. Both sides were ordered to fight each other, and when he killed someone who personally didn't want to fight but had been ordered to by his Kage, that would eat at him forever. Luckily it has only been a fear, not something he has had to do. Yet. But this exam is starting to bring that fear to life. Everyone wants to be promoted and he doesn't want to kill someone's son or daughter just to move up in rank. Even if they were from IWA and Kumo, unnecessarily killing is disgusting to Naruto, especially for self-benefit. Mika looks at her teammates. Seeing their hesitation starts to make Mika even more nervous. They were the rookies, the fresh meat and easy targets. She knew Toshiro-kun was really strong for a genin, and Naruto-kun was even stronger, but everyone has more experience and more time to train than them. She would put her all into the test, but that didn't mean right now she wouldn't be terrified. She was definitely scared. Toshiro was scared, not for himself and not for Naruto, his rival and dare he think it, best friend. No, he was scared for Mika. Having grown up an orphan, he didn't have a lot of people he cared about, and his team was his family. Well, in Naruto and Kakashi's case they were. He would be lying if he said he didn't have feelings for Mika. Hours of one-on-one sparring alone, it was inevitable. He knew that she was weaker than himself and Naruto, and he knew that she knew as well, which would make her nervous and sloppy. He would make sure she got through this, even at the cost of his life. Naruto was watching his teammates. He wasn't stupid, he knew they were growing closer to each other, something he bet with Kakashi whether or not Toshiro would get the balls to ask her out. So he could see the nervousness and apprehension on their faces, about entering the Death Forest and not wanting to let each other down. Deciding that saying something to both of them would help. Hey, Naruto said lowly enough so only the two could hear. I know that we just became genin less than a year ago, but we have trained just as or even harder than all of them. We have gone on a bunch of missions, learned a lot of stuff, and have impressed Sensei enough that he feels each of us could get a promotion. We may face strong opponents looking to kill us, but that didn't stop us on our missions. All we have to do is cover each other's back, Stay focused, calm, and I swear that we will not only survive but pass this test. Naruto surprised even himself with the amount of conviction he said those words with. He just went with it, chalking it up to his natural awesomeness. Both Mika and Toshiro were brought out of their apprehension to sign the waivers and got a fierce look of determination. Nodding stiffly, they signed and turned them into the Team 7. Okay, thank you for signing the forms. Here is your scroll. Your gate will be number 17. Good luck, one of them said, handing Naruto a red scroll. Now that everyone is done signing the waivers and at their designated starting point, Anko clears her throat. Okay, everyone. 5 days of hell starts. Now. An explosion could be heard signaling the start of the second test of the Chunin exams. Inside the forest, Kumo team. This test was already irritating Darui, having to trek through some godforsaken forest, with who knows what inside. See, I want you to find the most average signature you can, not the weakest or strongest, just average. Darui's reasoning was that someone strong would hide their chakra signature, someone really strong would let that shit go at full blast like an invitation. Average signatures were shinobi who haven't learned or didn't need to suppress their chakra, which meant they weren't anything special. Reasoning not lost on C, he nods. There are 3 clusters of chakra that are average sized, closest is at out 4 o'clock 152 meters away heading north. Said C. Darui nods and looks to the third and most quiet of the 3, ready Samui? Giving a cold look before nodding, Samui was always ready, it would be uncool not to be. Lead the way, C ordered Darui. Inside the forest, IWA team. What I'm saying is that why not head to the tower and shit stomp anyone who shows up? It would be easier and less boring than looking around this place for a team with a 50% chance of having the scroll we need. Kuratsuchi whined, she wants out of this forest, it doesn't sit well with her, and that blonde kid looked too familiar to brush off. Dematsuchi sometimes hated the IWA princess, she was an impatient whiny brat. Will you be quiet, Kuratsuchi? I would rather us not be ambushed by every team here. His annoyance wasn't lost on his teammates. Kuratsuchi hated to admit it, but Dematsuchi was much stronger than her, so she would listen to him. Now that you've shut up. We have guests, Dematsuchi said, turning and looking directly at a team from Kusa, making them flinch at being caught. Seeing that they were caught anyway, they charged in. Dematsuchi sighed, they aren't very smart, huh? He muttered, leaning back from a kick, then shooting out and catching the leg before tossing his opponent into a tree, going through hand seals for the earth release, earth dragon bullet. A dragon head made of mud sprouted from the ground, firing a barrage of mud bullets, knocking the Kusa ninja out. Akatsuchi caught the Kusa ninja's flying punch, tossing him away, coating his fist in earth chakra and charging him. He slams his fist into the Kusa nin's gut. Kusa nin's eyes widened in pain before passing out. Kuratsuchi was embarrassed, she hoped the Kusa team had been following them, and didn't find them because of her talking. Dodging Kunoichi's swing and stabbing her with a kunai in the leg, Kuratsuchi chops the back of her neck. The neck chop was underrated in her opinion. Perfect, they have the red scroll we need, Dematsuchi said, holding up the scroll before giving Kuratsuchi a pointed look. I hope you can keep quiet till we get to the tower, Kuro-chan, Dematsuchi asked mockingly. Kuratsuchi blushes in embarrassment, sorry. Hey! Don't call me that. Inside the forest, Naruto's team. These are the biggest trees I have ever seen, and living in Konoha that's saying something, Naruto said, looking at the enormous trees that blocked out the sky. Toshiro grunted, stay focused, we need to get a scroll and get the hell out of here. I guess we found the one thing we always relied on Sensei to do, we never do the tracking. Mika sighed, none of them were all that adept at tracking, something they would all address after the test. I suggest we get higher up to travel. Most would stay lower to mid-level on the trees so they would run right under us. Naruto said it wasn't his best plan, but it's a start. His teammates mirrored him and they jumped higher into the canopy. 3 hours later. Finally. All 3 of them thought they were off-putting seeing it was a team from their village, but they wouldn't discriminate. Under Naruto's team. Kabuto is bored. Orochimaru-sama wanted him to fail. Again. He hated this stupid test, they were always the same. Ibiki was new, so was the forest training ground, but same in the end. He always gets through the first 2 tests then quits on a lack of chakra. Worse yet were his teammates, he hoped they died, no, he wanted them to die, so he could do some tests on them, that way their pathetic lives will have served at least some purpose. Whenever you 3 are ready, I'm curious to see how strong you are, Naruto-kun. Kabuto sensed Team 7 as soon as they got within 50 yards of them, They are well hidden for hopefuls, but he wasn't a Genin or Chunin level shinobi. I want Kabuto, he seemed the strongest. Naruto whispered to his teammates. Toshiro rolled his eyes. Naruto loved fighting the strongest opponents he could. He wouldn't stop him though, less work for him. Naruto weaved through seals. When he was ready, he disappeared in a burst of speed, appearing right behind Kabuto's team with the Tiger Seal Earth Release, Earth Flow River. Thought Naruto. Kakashi stressed that screaming or even mouthing the name of a jutsu is stupid, it gives your attack away. The enormous mudslide that came from Naruto's jutsu is a testament to Naruto's powerful chakra and control of the earth element. The Earth Flow River is a supplementary jutsu, that's more of a distraction or small hindrance. Naruto's, however, could snap your ankles if you were careless and continued for a good 50 feet, he could harden it at will. It is an underrated jutsu in Naruto's opinion. Kabuto saw Naruto coming and recognized the jutsu, channeling chakra to his legs so as not to get injured. His teammates, not so smart. Screams of pain erupted from his team. Kabuto honestly hoped they would die, they were really a waste. If they lived, no, they wouldn't live. Kabuto would make sure of it. Naruto is surprised that his jutsu worked so well. He wasn't about to look a gift horse in the mouth. Looking over to his, would he dare say, bored teammates, who were watching him prepare himself for the fight he would have with Kabuto. Naruto is tense. Kabuto has skills. He is staying hidden underground expertly. Naruto narrows his eyes at that. An earth user who was adept with earth chakra, Naruto liked to think he was, could feel someone using earth chakra in close proximity, especially if you are currently standing over where that person is hiding. Kabuto, however, was completely hidden. That would mean he has mastered earth chakra, to a level that someone his age that was still a genin shouldn't be able to. Let's get this over with. Kabuto sighed before rising out of the ground. Naruto repressed a flinch. Not only has he mastered earth, but to be within 20 feet and still be undetectable, he isn't what he seems. Thought Naruto, getting into his taijutsu stance and concentrated, slows his breathing. He waits for. I surrender. Kabuto called out pathetically, making Toshiro and Mika face fault behind him. I stand no chance. I'm outmatched based on that jutsu you used, and outnumbered. Here, just take this, it's a red scroll. Please don't hurt me, pleads Kabuto. The old man needs to hear about this. Naruto thought seriously. Give me the scroll. Toshiro, Mika, we're leaving, Naruto says to his teammates. Jumping away, the trio stayed quiet. Was that weird to either of you? Because it seemed weird to me, Toshiro said with a frown. Mika frowned for a different reason. I thought it was weird too, Toshiro-kun. But we should be worried about the test. We have 2 red scrolls now, but we need to find a blue scroll, said Mika. Naruto was quiet. It was slightly unnerving to his teammates. The blonde, even in serious situations, would always be talking about the next step in the plan or what he wanted to eat for dinner or something. I can sense a fight. Northwest. We can ambush after the fight and take both scrolls. Less competition the better. Naruto wasn't asking for an opinion. He just switched directions and kept going. Something is bothering him, Mika and Toshiro both thought. Amigakure didn't send out teams very often. They promoted their own from inside and were very private. The teams sent to this year's exam were sent to kill as many Konoha ninja they could, odd, but orders were orders. They ambushed a Konoha team, killed one and injured another. The last one picked up his friend and left, swearing vengeance or something. Who really paid attention to that stuff? Naruto was watching the AIM team gather their gear. Okay, same deal. I'll take the middle. Toshiro, start us off please. Weaving through signs, water release, water severing wave, aiming for the ninja on the left and clipping his shoulder, cutting all the way to the bone. Motherfucking ass shit, that hurt. The AIM nin howls. The other 2 jump into action, both tossing an umbrella into the air. Saban rained out like their village's namesake. Naruto flips through the hand seals, taking a deep breath. Wind release, great breakthrough, blowing all the needles away as well as the umbrellas. Mika jumped into action, channeling fire chakra into her tanto. It made her tanto slice easier, although it was anything but clean, but it definitely got the job done. Fire chakra being channeled into a weapon wasn't that obvious or common. Wind was a blue glow, or whatever your chakra color is. Electricity would be sparking around the blade if it were lightning. Fire, however, only made the blade hotter. Much hotter, but unless you were looking for it, you wouldn't know till it hit you. Not noticing the fire-enhanced blade, the AIM nin took out a kunai to block. The kunai stopped the attack, but the point of impact the blade started to melt. Noticing his mistake took his opponent more seriously. Taking out 2 more kunai, this time preparing to fight the fire-enhanced blade. Then he gets hit and knocked out from behind by his teammate. Sorry, Mika, he flew further than I thought, but Toshiro said, not really caring that he ended the fight for both of them. Naruto was tying up the AIM team. Look at this. We got another red scroll and a blue one. Let's rest up for the night and go to the tower tomorrow. Naruto called out to his team, both nodding in response. Toshiro looked over to Mika. How are you holding up, Mika-chan? Toshiro said slowly. She was surprised by the chan, but she liked it. I'm fine, I thought it would be much worse. Thanks for asking, Toshiro-kun. She said that last part lower and with a blush, something that made Toshiro force down a smirk. He would ask her out after the exams for sure, before someone else does. Inside the forest, IWA team. Dematsuchi was getting annoyed. His sensei always told him to push down but never repress his emotions. Sometimes they can help. Right now he was suppressing the need to kill Kuratsuchi. She was so loud, annoying, and he hates her with everything most of the time. It surprises him how much hate he feels for her. He's not sure why exactly. Maybe because she has a family. Whatever, he didn't care enough to think about it. If we don't find this tower in the next 20 minutes, I'm going to burn this forest down, Kuratsuchi said, in her usually complaining way, making Dematsuchi clench his fist. It would be easy, clap his hands. Bad thoughts, really easy but bad thoughts. Akatsuchi is as quiet as usual, not bothering to complain like Kuratsuchi. She is covering that for him, but he was frowning on the inside for another reason. He noticed Dematsuchi's feelings towards her a long time ago, but he never said anything. Akatsuchi is curious what will happen if this continues the way it has been going. He honestly didn't like Dematsuchi. Prodigies like him never turn out nice, usually they go crazy or something. Like the Uchiha and Deidara, both were prodigies then started killing their comrades or families respectively. It was only a matter of time in his opinion. There is the tower, now please be quiet, Kuratsuchi. Dematsuchi sighed, taking out both scrolls and jumping to the tower. All three IWA nin landed in front of the tower and pulled on the door, locked, looking at each other with a confused frown. They pushed the door, locked, then they heard a muffled voice. A few minutes later, two disheveled opened the tower door. The male was smiling. My bad, you three go right in. Sorry, I had to feed my cat. The female pinched her nose. They better not report them. Kuratsuchi is blushing. It didn't take a genius to figure out what they were doing. Dematsuchi is trying not to laugh. He would have given them more time to finish had he known, bro code and all. Akatsuchi is, well, Akatsuchi, he had a blank face and just walked in. Inside the forest, Kumo team. Darui decided to set up camp for the night. They fought 3 teams and got 2 blue scrolls and a red one. C was holding up some fish. Samui, can you cook? Not because you are a woman or anything, she said defensively after realizing he could sound sexist. Samui sighed. Honestly, she loved to cook. It was her favorite hobby, /. But she didn't want them to know that though. One good meal and she was the permanent cook. She was going to burn the fish. Looking at their designated team leader, he was sharpening that cleaver sword he was so fond of. Samui walks up to him. Darui, how far have you come with those jutsu? She asked, gesturing to the tattoo on his shoulder. It was a black kanji meaning water and lightning. He was the only person other than the 4th Raikage that had inherited the secrets to the black lightning. The 4th Raikage could use them but decided to pass them on to someone who would use them more. I have managed to make a black spark, he replied dully. It is much, much harder than I thought it would be. Well, something that was invented by the 3rd Raikage and passed down to the 4th wouldn't be something everyone could do. She was reassuring him, not what she intended to do, but she'll go with the flow. It would be uncool to take back support. Raising an eyebrow at the support from the ice-cold Samui, well thanks, go rest up, first light. Or in 8 hours we head to the tower, he said, after remembering that no sun was coming through the enormous trees. Inside the forest, Naruto and company. It was a horrible night for Naruto. So much noise, this place smelt bad and he was sure a root was trying to snake up his ass. Toshiro anything these last 2 hours. Getting a shake of the head he woke Mika. After 4 minutes and 37 seconds they were ready to move. We need to hurry to the tower. The longer we are here the more frantic and aggressive the remaining teams will be, said Naruto. Toshiro honestly was surprised at how easily they got through the test so far. Killing was allowed. Most of the teams looked tough. Maybe it was luck, but yeah, too easy. Toshiro-kun, you okay? Mika noticed he wasn't listening to Naruto or herself. Do you need to take a break? She was worried. This test was stressful, but they haven't been through anything too bad, so he shouldn't be this out of it. No, I was just thinking that this test was too easy, and it was surprising how simple we got through it, replied Toshiro. Toshiro, Mika-chan, let's get going. Naruto wanted out of this forest. He saw a spider that was bigger than him. He didn't fuck with small spiders, let alone one that could eat him. Jumping towards the tower, Naruto was honestly shocked. Nobody tailing them, nothing. Seeing the tower in the distance, he was waiting for the shit to hit the fan any minute now. Landing in front of the tower, all three waited, sweat dropping at the arguing couple to notice them. It looked like they were about to kill each other. Nope, the guy slammed her against the wall and ripped her jacket off before locking lips with the kunoichi. Mika blushed, clearing her throat before they went too far. Could you guys let us go in? Mika called out with a beet red blush. Damn it, Genin, go on in. I need to feed my cat. The female slapped him on the arm before opening the door. The room was huge and empty, nothing in it whatsoever except for another door. Looking around for any instructions. What are we supposed to do? The Genin thought. The door behind them opened up and the male stuck his head through. There was a sign up, but someone blew it up. Just open each scroll, the male said before closing the door again. The three sweat dropped again. It was like this was the first time they tried this sort of test. Naruto and Toshiro opened the two scrolls at the same time. Naruto raised his eyebrows. Throw it down, it's a summon sign. Both of them tossed away the scroll before smoke exploded out. Kakashi in all his slouching, porn reading glory popped out. 2 days, that's impressive, you three. But it is to be expected, you are my students after all. We have a few days, come on, I'll show you where the rooms are, said Kakashi, gesturing to them to follow him. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you enjoy it. If you want the next part of this video, turn on that bell notification. Like, subscribe and comment down below. And also check out the others' videos I have created and enjoyed it. See you guys next video. Till that, take care.